I changed it to Unveiling Mysteries. And when you put up Unveiling Mysteries, I pop up.
Oh.
So,
and it would be interesting. Okay, okay, because now we want to hear what he's unveiling. You know, because it's got along. Okay, you know, everybody's saying that. Unveiling Mysteries. Okay, what is he saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what I would think. Like, okay, what is he going to unveil? Because you know, we love to hear.
Right. Now that's the interesting part, and that's why I say it goes personal. I actually set aside mine, whatever it is, pride, embarrassment, you know, because I'm on there talking about when I smoked crack, you know, and so I just let it hang.
About it.
Yeah, I let it hang. And when you look at the titles, like I have like the interludes I think are like dedicated. That's just basically self-explanatory. And then I have Take a Deep Breath, which God willing, I'll be filming a music video for that this coming weekend. Big ups to 8 Ball and EJM Foundation, yo. They're supposed to be hooking me up this weekend to do my music video, Take a Deep Breath.
Okay.
So we're keeping that hopefully in the works for this weekend. So you got Take a Deep Breath. Then you have no, I Have Arrived is first. And now just to get into the structure of the album, like, you know, I did this thing. I know y'all can't probably see this, but I did this thing where it's all the songs on the album. And me and my wife sat back and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do mine and I'm not gonna show it to you. You do yours and you tell me which ones should go first, second, third, fourth.
Okay.
Because I had no idea.
So you're saying that you categorize them in the order of how your life is going?
No, actually, you know, sometimes the spirit is just like, because I've changed so much of this, and the spirit was just like whoosh. And like when I put I Have Arrived, like I Have Arrived is way down here on the original. This is the original order.
But that is amazing. That is, it's right.
And
probably say that.
Yeah, like the original order was Take a Deep Breath, Strong and Courageous. Okay, look, I even wrote it in a poem. You must take a deep breath to be strong and courageous, because these unveiling mysteries will have you buried in Hades. But out from the cracks I rise, because it's been God all along. Sometimes I wonder, what color am I? And the selfish me needed a mustard seed of faith to restore my sanity. So yes, I have arrived to the chapter's finale. That's how That's how. Yeah. That's how I originally did, you know, my album. And my wife was like, you know, and I'm so nerdy, you know, I'm in my computer at work, and I'm like, because I got a kind of cool job, so I can do all this stuff at work. And when I came home, my wife was like, babe, you like wrote your titles out in a poem? I said, yeah. You know.
Because now you can see the whole meaning of the album right there.
Exactly. In that poem. And so then with that, then I was like, okay, now like then the truth came. The truth was like, okay, now how are you gonna what order are you gonna put it in? So I was like, you know, my wife didn't want I Have Arrived to be first. I think she wanted Take a Deep Breath. She wanted like Buried in Haze, these really strong ones, Strong and Courageous. She wanted those first, but I wanted I Have Arrived. Because I have arrived. Like this is, you know, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. So I put I Have Arrived first, then I put Take a Deep Breath. Because after I have arrived, now I want y'all to take a deep breath because it's about to get really interesting. And then my next interlude is Why Worry? I think it's Why Worry. Let me look so I get it correct. I have this on my iTunes. Okay, yeah. Not Easy. Not Easy is an interlude. And that, oh gosh, that's just an interlude talking about it's not easy living in sobriety. Right. So it's really like my interludes are like, you know, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, but it's just me just talking about living life.
Wow, that's different.
It's not easy.
I mean, that's deep.
Yeah.
Because you would think that it would be not easy living with the addiction.
Right.
But you're saying not easy living with sobriety.
Exactly.
Wow.
Not having that experience, we would think that's the best feeling ever.
Right.
Wow.
Yes.
It's not easy. You know what I mean? It's not, because listen, just like it was on TV the other night, New Jack City. We don't own the rights. I don't know if we gotta say that, but New Jack City was on. I was watching it, and it was Pookie. The scene where Pookie was talking to Ice-T, and he was all like, "It just be calling me, man. It just be calling me." And yo, when you're an addict, listen, you have to live in the program every day. That's why I say one day at a time, because that alcohol, that whatever it is, that whatever your DOC, your drug of choice, it's calling you every day. Every freaking day, man. It's like this on your shoulder. So just because my life has changed and I'm 2 years clean, it doesn't mean that I don't think about still wanting to get high or have a drink.
Right.
Like yesterday, I had food poisoning yesterday. Yeah, man. Like I was upstate New York, just doing some R&R, got a cabin. I was doing some me time. Went out to eat at this little local joint, and wound up getting sick really bad last night.
Wow.
And believe it or not, guess what came across my mind? Wanting to get high.
Wow.
Because the pain, oh my gosh, I was in the stress and the pain. I just wanted to get. Now, I know those two don't go together, because I'm in a food poisoning, I'm sick. But that's how intense.
So most likely sometimes anything can trigger.
Anything can trigger.
Right.
Yeah, your relapses. Man, that devil be waiting. He waiting.
Yeah.
So that's not easy. And then we go into, it's like an interlude. It's like an interlude, then 2 songs, interlude, 2 songs, interlude, 2 songs, all the way down. And so then the next one is Buried in Haze. Ooh. Now, Buried in Haze is it's almost self-explanatory. This was the story where I'm talking about me in ATL. This was me when I was funny story is, I had a friend, which I will not say, no names, but I had a friend that got on crack. And I never touched it. Like, I was like, yo, I laughed at it. Like, I know this tongue, you know what I mean? When you growing up, we didn't, like, we might have had an uncle or aunt or somebody that did that, but like most of us in our age bracket, we really didn't touch crack.
Right.
So the few that did dip out, you was like, damn, dude, you dipping out on crack.
Yeah.
And so
sold it.
Yeah.
Never touched it.
Yeah. So he got hard on his crack, and of course we became distant. I didn't hang with him, and here I am. Now that was when we might have been coming out of high school. Yeah, we might have been coming out of high school. So coming out of high school, I'm what? 19, whatever it is. 20, 18, 20. So maybe around 20 and all of that. Here I am picking up crack at 20, 31 or 32 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I was living in Georgia. I was hanging with this rich dude that worked in the hospital, this radiologist guy, and he used to buy like freaking 8 balls of crack. Wow. And I would sit there, and sip my little Coke, drink my alcohol, blah blah. And he always would be asking me, man, you should try it, you should try it, you should try it. And I was all like, nah, I don't do that. And one day I tried it.
Wow.
One day at 30-something years old.
Damn. Right.
And just stopped doing it. Now, I wasn't, I never fell off. I never lost my job. Those things never happened. But I would go on these binges, like, 3 months, stop, then go on another 3 months, and I mainly kind of smoked it with my weed. They like Wu-Tang, what did Wu-Tang call it? Wooz. They called it wooz, Yeah, cracks and weed make my eyes bleed. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what Wu-Tang used to say.
Some knowledge, like, yeah, I'm just so.
So to fast forward through that, I kept doing it up until 2 years ago. When things did hit the fan, where I did almost lose my job, not because of crack, because of alcohol. The alcohol was like the biggest factor. My kids, My kids became distant. You know what I mean? My wife was like, I'm about to bounce on you. My job gave me an ultimatum. So I said, okay, I went away to a rehab. I went away to a rehab. Nobody knows this. Yes, I went away to a rehab.
Okay.
It's life, you know what I mean?
We get the exclusive. You go and talk.
Yeah. This is real talk radio right
That's right. That's
You
right.
don't realize I'm just going to inside. It's just taking it all. This is touching me. But I'm trying to keep it tearing up.
This is real talk radio.
Yes.
So went to rehab in 2017. They shipped me to California, and
Uh-oh.
no, that was me.
Oh.
That was me. My bad. Why is my fan on pause? Okay, let's just exit it out. Okay. So didn't think that would work, but it worked. It worked. Speeding through everything. And God blessed me. God blessed me with. Now I'm not saying y'all people out there, every rehab is like the one I went to, because it's not.
Right.
I paid $90,000 for 30 days. I paid $3,000 a day for the rehab I went to. It was called Big Up the Pillars Recovery. Yo, you saved my life. Pillars Recovery in Newport Beach, California.
Wow.
Big ups, Peter. You created a fantastic program. I thank you you gave me my life back, man.
Nice.
And so yeah, man, I had posture bed, I had acupuncture, I had gym membership, I had a private chef. I mean, the works. It was like 6 residents. So many people in the 30 days I was there came in and out. I was dedicated. I had my notebook out. I wrote in my journal every day.
You wanted it.
I wanted it.
You wanted out.
I wanted out.
Because you realized the race you were running was tiring you the hell out.
Yes, it was. And I didn't want to face that. I didn't want to face exactly what you said, because we live in denial behind denial. You know what I mean? Like oh my gosh, we don't get how much we live in freaking denial. Listen, y'all, I gotta tell you, man, we live in denial. And somebody will say right to your face that, no, I'm not in denial. No, I'm not. This and that, this and that. But yet, when you listen to them logically, it's denial. And that's another thing that I was always smart. My mother, my sisters always said I was smart, but the alcohol and the drugs played that smartness to the back. You know what I mean? And I just was I just walked around, worked a job, but got high.
Very productive.
Yeah, that was it.
Now I'm gonna ask you, when I'm sure there are many people that come to you and say, hey, listen, you're on a self-destructive path. Get help. That was the denial part that probably told you I'm okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know how many people I ignored? I had to get to below my bottom. In that
You had to look up.
Yeah.
Because, and oh wow, I'm just taking this in because this is deep. This is deep because you always wanted to know what's in a person's mind that's addicted, especially to crack. And I've seen people how they are, and I can understand why they get hooked so fast. Now, I want to ask you, the first time hooked you, the first day?
Yeah. That first hit.
Really?
That first hit.
It's that strong.
Yeah.
It's that
So you
strong.
can tell me. Now, I also say, this guy that introduced it to you, and you were old enough to know better.
Right. Way old.
People
Right.
that introduce you to drugs know damn well the end results.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay? They know the end results. And that's the sad thing.
Yeah.
It's sad, that's like prostitution. I wouldn't want to introduce another young lady into prostitution knowing that maybe she may catch an STD and die from AIDS or something.
Right.
But I introduced her to a wife because now she needs to keep up her addiction. She needs to keep up but you know, whatever she needs to keep up with, but I introduced her to it. But I say I care about her.
Yep.
That's sad. And the first day she's hooked now.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is that guy that introduced me to it, I don't even think it was maybe a month later, maybe a month or two later, he wound up getting fired from his job, and they shipped him to South Carolina to a rehab. So I never even seen him again, but here I am. I carried on buying crack.
You see that?
Yep.
See that? That introduction of here. Come get high with me.
14, 15 years.
And let me tell you, I was hanging out with this guy, and he was like, I don't get high. I don't smoke weed, I don't smoke cigarette, I drink for the socially.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I just wanted to get high with you. I said, well, didn't I tell you I don't get high?
Right.
So please, don't keep bringing that up.
Don't keep bringing that up. Let's move to another
And I
subject.
said to myself, just imagine if I would have. I don't know, you would have laced my stuff with it.
Yep.
And I just said, have you running outside and me? My ears would have been mad as hell.
Yep.
You already lost and turned down my whole video.
Yep. Yep.
Lost and turned down. I don't know what he would put in my stuff.
Yeah.
He probably would have put crack.
Yep.
And I'd have been hooked after that.
Yeah.
Or I'd have probably been
Or you might have flipped out.
Yes. I said, people need to stop that. Like, I wouldn't want to introduce no one to something that I'm doing wrong. I'm going to do it by myself. But go ahead. That just bothered me.
Yeah, and again, like when just to top that off is like the dude kept begging me too, like,
oh my God,
try it, and I kept telling him for
he
like
purposely
a month,
did that,
like, no, I don't want to try it.
He purposely did that. You know what he was doing? He was like breaking you in.
Yeah.
Breaking you in. You was his virgin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He
broke me in. And
then
disappeared to rehab and never seen him again.
He broke you in and disappeared. That's the guy.
And it's like, I like that one. Hey, you heard what she said, Tamir? You heard what she said, right? She said, like a guy.
Take the virginity, you leave.
Take it and be gone.
Gone, right?
And that's sad.
Well, I got going on that topic. I mean, I was a mess. When it came I was a mess when it came to women. I had, oh my gosh, I had so many girlfriends.
But listen, you could do it. You could stop being a damn womanizer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a lot for me to come off my drugs, but I stopped being a womanizer, a long time. But I got 4 kids, 4 baby mamas. Well, 4 kids isn't a lot. Yeah. Isn't a lot. Yeah. Now, you said 12, then I said, okay, yeah, he was a womanizer. Oh, well. I was going to say something on the air, but.
You can say whatever you want to say. This is our house. Ain't no FCC regulations here. You say what the hell you want to say on the radio show.
My sister, we keeping it real on the Don't be getting nobody
mad. I don't want nobody blowing us up.
So, no. I'm talking about like the kids, like what, like, and I never did this count. Like my sisters, I remember them doing a count of how many kids that I really would have, and the count was because I it should be more kids. I know that for a fact. Like girls have had miscarriages, some have had abortions. From me growing up. And it should be 13 kids with 8 baby mamas.
Wow.
Well, I wouldn't be paying no taxes. I wouldn't be paying no taxes.
Put me in a damn, Gina. No.
But I thought we talk about that recovery because someone needs to hear it. I definitely do.
Yeah, so let's kick it back with recovery. Is my wife on? I think she said she's on.
Is she on? Okay, what's her name?
Dina Baldwin.
Dina. Let me see where you at, Dina. Where you at, Dina? Say something to me.
Say something.
No, because I'm actually on the watch party, so I don't know if she on my page on the thing or she on the watch party on GS Radio.
I think I just told her to say something, so let's see what happens.
Okay.
So the recovery.
Oh, can I ask you?
Yeah, talk to me.
So now you're in your addiction deep.
Uh-huh.
Wife.
Right.
How long were you married?
Oh, I've been married 14
14
years. No, but our anniversary just happened. We've been married 14 years. We've been together 15.
Okay, so you married her during your addiction.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Did she know this?
Yeah, she knew it from the gate.
Nice.
See, you gotta listen. The one thing about me is you could say, damn, Bobby this or Bobby that, but and I'm not always truthful. I was a great liar, you know what I mean? But I would still do my best to at least tell you something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I might tell you, this is what I do, but I'm not going to tell you when I do it. Like, like when she met me, I told her I smoke crack, I smoke dirties, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean.
What's dirties?
That's cracks and weed. That's what Wu-Tang said.
Woolies. Okay.
Woolies, yeah, woolies. But I'm not going to tell her, like, I'm not going to say,
I'm
going outside to smoke the woolie right now. You know what I mean?
In the microwave.
Yeah, like I'm not going to do that. But I did. I hid that behind her.
Okay, now, when you go out and stay out?
Nah, I would go, like when we first met, we lived in Philadelphia. So, I was living with my sister. This is when I just came back from Atlanta. Because I had got really, I started to really frick up in Atlanta with the crack. Mm-hmm. So, I had I was working for Delta Airlines. I got laid off because they did that. That was when they did like cut 1,000 people. So I was on unemployment. When my unemployment ran out, I was like, yo, dude, I got to get out of Atlanta. My father sent me money. I came home, lived with my sister, got me a fat job as the director of catering in Philadelphia, but was still sniveling that shit. So, but anyway, so we lived in the second floor apartment. So I would come, I'm such a slick ass. I would come out the apartment and there was a fire escape, like a exit door by like around the corner from her apartment. So I would go out there, put a stick in the door so I didn't get locked out, and smoke my shit out there, and then just go back in the house.
Wow.
Like I wouldn't leave, like, and because I wasn't that kind of drug head. Like I didn't go hang out in the streets. I'm a homebody. You can ask my wife flat out. She's like, I don't care what he's doing. He can be there, but I know guess what? He in the house.
So those that binge and go off and come back, what's that about?
Well, that's. I mean, you gotta look at certain drugs. Certain drugs make you paranoid. They make you like if you in the house and you smoking, you like looking through the blinds, like, yo, who out there? Ain't nobody out there. So certain people like I think me and my wife was making a joke about it when she was taking me to the airplane or something, or we was at the beach or whatever. We was just making a joke about this like a week or so ago about doing crack and how you don't want nobody to see you doing that shit. Like, unless you doing crack with me, I'm not gonna do crack around you. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's a paranoid drug, and it's just like, so again, with all of the times that I did do it around her, I never did it around her. Right. Like, like
it was near the other far away of the building.
Right. Like
It wasn't in sitting with her.
No, I didn't say I'm going.
Right here.
No, I didn't say I'm going into the bathroom because I was afraid that you smell it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a paranoid drug. So that happened when we were in Philly. Then when we moved to the Virgin Islands, I would do it in my car. You know what I mean? And now we have like a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house where it's like one house is 2 bedrooms and a bath, and then you walk out these French doors and it's another structure. That's where my studio is. And I renovated an Airbnb downstairs, but that's become her art studio. But before I quit, I was able to go into my studio and freaking get high as freaking a kite, and not worry about being bothered by her. But she knew once I went to that studio, she knew not to bother.
And so they talk about how short-lived the high is, and that's just why it's constantly changing.
Oh, well, I got a joke for y'all. And if my wife is watching, she will tell you this. And everybody down the Virgin Islands, actually, people even here, they know, like, yo, I'm a cheap ass. This might be her texting right now. I'm a cheap ass. So when you got people that's going out, I'm watching on Facebook. Okay. She said she watching on Facebook, Tanya.
Okay, which is she on the? Actually, is she on my personal page or is she on the GS Radio North page?
Oh, are you on GS Radio or her page? So yeah, this is a good one. I'm a cheap crackhead. So, I wasn't one of those crackheads that, when I smoked, I kept going back. Oh no, I might have spent $20 maybe, but I would just go get like one bag, and that would be it. She says she's on your page.
Okay.
Tell her to go to GS Radio or.
No, that's fine. She can be on either one. I got both of them.
Okay.
On here.
So yeah, so I was a cheap crackhead. So I just would go buy me like one or two, and then get my alcohol, get my weed, and go to the house. That was it. And then that was it for me. I didn't keep running out. No, that was. And the funny thing was, I was smoking crack and smoking booze, but yet I would look at other crackheads on the street, in the alleyways, when I would go get my stuff and look at them and down them. I would down them. But yet, just because I had on clean clothes and a job, I was doing.
You didn't see yourself as a crackhead.
I
Oh,
did
you
not.
say like that.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But
Like it's hard,
that's
isn't it?
scary.
Isn't it hard to say for me to like what Mina just said when she said, I'm sorry to say it like that because somebody that's been a crackhead, like we don't want to call you a crackhead.
Oh yeah.
The reason why I said that because you know why? People don't realize if you're smoking crack, regardless of what, that's going to be the name they call you.
That's going to be the name they call you.
On the street.
Word. On the street, you're a crackhead. Period.
If you're doing it one little bit at a time.
Yeah,
Once they hear that you're out here smoking crack,
yeah,
that's what they're going to call you. And that's sad that's the label that people have. So I wasn't calling you a crackhead. It's the fact that that's just the label they put on it. Regardless of if you do it occasionally or
if you're doing it once, yeah.
Yeah.
And I kept that. That was one of course, because I had a reputation. Tanya, I had a reputation to keep up. You know that for a fact. So that was one of my DOCs that only a few people knew I was doing that. That was something that, like now, whoever's watching this is gonna be like, holy shit. Bob smoked crack before.
But not only is that, holy shit. Some people say I see myself.
Yeah.
So they need to hear this.
Yeah.
So damn the fact that Bob smoked crack. You see yourself in this message.
Yeah.
It's
a message for you.
Help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if it's not crack, it could be anything else. I've always got a bunch of drunks in my life.
Yep.
And that's just bad.
Yeah. Wow, this is the first time I've ever sat with someone that's been recovered, and this is amazing because I'm liking the fact that he's here to tell it, and he's being honest about it. Because some people they're not honest.
This is my daughter right now. She says she's about to start watching. She couldn't make it.
Okay.
And my relationship with my kids has been very interesting over the years. Like just to go back one footstep. Yeah, I kept it very private. My cousin Jay Kill knew. Of course, my wife knew. It was a very, I can count on one hand out of the thousands of people I know. I can count on one hand who knew I was freaking with that man. Because it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Crackhead, crack is an embarrassing
word. Crack itself. Did you see what they did to Whitney Houston?
Yeah.
When she said crack was whack, they went crazy.
Yep.
Because they were laughing at her.
Yep.
And I said, that's one of the things. So I looked, there's someone that he's been like $600. you know, and not just that, binge.
Go on, girl.
He was just binge. And I was like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they got people like that need to go into detox. You have to, because when I went, they take everything away from you.
Phone, everything.
Oh my
That
gosh.
communication is the key.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you have friends that be calling you, coming out.
Yeah, you coming out,
this
speaking
is not,
something.
yeah.
Now they take everything away from you, and then you get drug tested. I think like 3 times a day. You know, of course, you don't get to go anywhere. You get chaperoned everywhere, and you know, so it was. I mean, every rehab is not the same. You know, some rehabs, you know, you can't afford everything. So you know, you got some rehabs that you go in there and it's like it's a joke.
I'm gonna ask you another question. You know, how did you feel about it? Were you in love with that? Or it made you feel to where you like, I'm not gonna stop because I love it. Or is it that fact that it's just addicting?
No, it was an addiction. It was I didn't I won't say that I don't think I ever sat back and said I love doing this. No, I love to drink and I love to smoke weed. Flat out. Now I've actually sat back. I say that in the rooms to this day because I still go to AA meetings. You know, you got to do that first. But I loved, absolutely adored smoking weed and drinking alcohol. Loved how it made me feel. Loved the whole ruse of it, everything. But I've never sat back and said I love doing crack. That shit just when I did it, it became it just became, you know, an addiction. It just became like, yo, I like, let's say this, I liked it. I liked it. Because the thing with that is once you take the first, you know, that's another reason why I was a cheap ass. Because when you take the first hit, you don't get back that first hit.
So I've heard.
Yeah, so you know, you have to wait, like you have to take a nap, go to sleep, or wait till the next day to be able to get that first hit again.
So your constantly
that's why you exactamundo. That's why you see crackheads out here going back, because they're trying to get more and more and more to put a bigger piece, because they're trying to chase that first hit. They got it all wrong. You never get that first hit back. You don't. So when you take that first hit, that's it.
But you gotta understand that first hit is going into a clean body, a clean mind.
Yeah.
So now you going back trying to fight, trying to get that hit again. Your body already absorbed all those chemicals from that probably one hit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so most likely that first hit you became immune to it just like that.
Yep.
Instantly.
Boom.
Your body became immune to it. Boom. Yeah. So to where now it's like, listen. You think you're gonna get me again like this, but you're not.
You're not.
Because you're already immune to me now. Now I'm attached to you now.
And you feel like you're on you feel like you're on a spaceship.
Wow.
What?
I'm not laughing.
When you take that first hit, oh my gosh. Yeah, man.
That's what it's about.
It's like like all the little slogans you hear, like I'm about to blast, like I'm blasting off, like you feel like you're in a spaceship because you know it
takes you in a place.
Man, like whatever that chemical is, whatever it does with your brain, you just feel freaking so fantastic.
Wow.
And yeah.
And so the second time you don't feel that.
No. And see that and for me, that's when I'm like, all right, then I just start mixing it in with my weed. And then it just becomes a regular night after that. You know, it's like, all right, I mix the rest of my weed and smoke my weed. But I was never a chaser. Because I knew from my friend. You know what I mean? Like I knew from uncles, like I knew from crackheads 20 years before I tried it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That yeah.
Like this is what it was. Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always laugh at myself, man. I always laugh at myself that I tried it at 30-something years old. 30-something years old.
Right.
Like who does that? Who does that? 30-something years old, I decided to say, all right, I'm gonna try something that my best friend and uncles and got hooked on, and here I go.
Wow.
So, but glory be to God.
Yes.
That's done.
Yes.
It's out of my life. It's out of my system. And if y'all need help out there, I actually do drug and alcohol counseling down on my island at the local prison. I go every Tuesday from 10 to 11. I speak to the inmates on drugs and alcohol. I've been doing that for over a year now.
Is that therapy for you? That's therapy.
Very
Absolutely.
therapeutic.
Yes.
Very therapeutic. To give back to to see these inmates staring at you with this interest of holy crap, this dude, this dude did it.
This is a walking billboard.
Yeah.
Of listen.
Yeah.
This is the journey I've taken, and it took me to places I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go that far. I'm sure no one thought about it going that far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the point too. No one thinks they're gonna go that far, but when you look at these inmates, when I talk to them, I'm like, all of y'all are in here because you were you were chemically imbalanced in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether it's alcohol, crack, marijuana, whatever. You didn't come in here, nobody gets locked up. So unless you lay in your bed and they raid your house at 6 a.m. and you didn't get a chance to get high yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or they walk you off your job. But everybody that goes into jail for a crime, 98% of inmates they get arrested because they've done a crime chemically imbalanced.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I believe. And in Europe, they're actually they have a law to where they associate under the influence with different crimes to where they won't give them that much time, they send them to rehab.
Yeah.
So big up to Europe for that.
Big up to Europe for that.
We need that in the US, because the US is one of this negative cross.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Well, that's a big corporation anyway.
Yeah. But listen, I got a track. One of my tracks,
which one? Because I'm about to start playing some back.
Okay, let me think, because I talk about Viacom. Now you know who Viacom is, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm about to get in trouble, but it's okay. Viacom, listen, y'all, and I know some of y'all out there are smart to this, but Viacom, I know y'all bought VH1, BT. I think y'all got all of that on lock now. But the thing that people don't know, and some of them do, I think I was talking with Instagramming with somebody, I think it was Q-Tip or somebody a while back, because they was getting a show on VH1 or something, and he was getting a little flack from it. But my point is, which some people don't know, is Viacom owns the majority of the prisons in the United States. So listen to this scheme of what Viacom does. Viacom, that's why this mumble rap, Lord send help, this mumble rap has taken over the industry, because what Viacom is doing is they're being very strategic. Viacom is like, okay, we own the airwaves, we own, the video channels. Let's push this specific kind of music that's going to have gangs and violence and all of this on the street corners, drug selling, killing people. Let's push that, because guess what that's going to create? Revenue for us, because they're going to be locked up in our prisons. So it's almost, listen, I give you that, Viacom. I give you that because you are smart. Yeah. But what I want to speak about is we, black, whatever color you are, black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, whatever you are, and you're into this mumble rap, and you're like walking around like uneducated on this stuff. Viacom is setting you up, man. Come on, like we need to bring back. That's why we're having a lot of these movements, but they need to be more. Radio stations like GS Radio North, right. The mayor, Raz Barak, right?
That's right.
We need to do more of bringing back culture music, culture lyrics, conscious music. I mean, you look at the old rappers, KRS-One, Rakim, and you look at all these Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Latifah, Mos Def. You look at these rappers, Redman, you look at all these Wu-Tang, even though Wu-Tang talked about the streets and all that. See, that's another thing what I love about our generation of music. We talked about streets, but at the same time, it was a message worth listening to.
Right.
It was a message that gave you a point at the end. Mm-hmm. And now you got these rappers, holy mac, what are they talking about?
Violence.
What are they talking about?
Wow.
Like, you gotta be joking.
And they almost sound all alike. I can't distinguish from a lot of them. Like, who is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's him? A new one?
Exactly.
He sounds like the other one. Oh, okay, turn it on.
And our kids are hooked like crack.
And people don't realize when they cannot fill the jail, they close them down.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a jail that was actually closed down because they couldn't fill it. That's like me owning the school. And in order for my program to move forward, I have to have a certain amount of people in the program to get the funds.
Exactly.
Yep.
Come on now.
Yep.
Exactly. That's what's going on. Essex County College, every school does it.
Yeah.
You open up a program, say someone wants to open a program with CPR, and you have to have 30 people. They won't allow the program to move forward with just 10. Exactly. They won't get the funding. So a lot of these jailhouses won't get the funding. So what they do is they close the jailhouse down because they can't get the funding because there's not enough prisoners. So if we know if you keep our butts out of there, they won't get any funding.
Exactly.
Okay? That's like being, here we go again, special education. All these children are being diagnosed mental illness and all this stuff. And guess what? The school gets funding every time your child or someone else's child or 10 children get diagnosed. A lot of times they diagnose these children misdiagnosing. Why? Because they want the funds. So it's all about numbers.
That's right.
Okay?
But that's for many things. Even the recreation centers.
Mm-hmm.
Even
everything. You can't keep anything open anymore because that's what we don't want to fund it because we don't know if there's gonna be enough people participating in this and that. Like, come on, that doesn't make any sense. You know, it just doesn't. So now what you do, you just scratch it and take it out. Like my daughter was telling me when she went to Shabazz High School, there's a pool upstairs. So you took out the pool recreation part because maybe there's not enough participation. Regardless, you should keep it there regardless whether it's enough participation. Let a child choose whether they want to be a swimmer. You take so much of sports away from children because you don't believe they're going to participate. Stop speculating and see how it goes.
Exactly.
You know, so that's what they do when they don't have any funding. It's all about numbers.
Yep.
That's what we are, just a number.
That's it.
And they already counted us out. They start counting our children out at like 6th, 7th grade, probably even 5th grade now. Hell, they ain't even realizing that 4th grade. Why? Because they're putting our children in special education and giving them medicine. So they already are in our homes.
Absolutely.
Already. So what they do is they start in school as well.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want you to homeschool your child. You get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
You get in trouble for that because guess what? School has to have a certain amount of people inside the classroom as well to get funded. Like, come on.
They want to lock you up as a parent
for not bringing. Young lady was on social media. They tell her that they signed all the papers. She signed her children out. She transferred her children out. She started to homeschool. Oh, please, they came and took her children from her.
Wow.
Came and took her children.
Wow.
But then she didn't get permission. She said, how did I get permission when I actually transferred them out? And I let you guys know ahead of time that I was doing this. I'm not sure if she told them that it was happening before the summer came.
Right.
So they didn't see the children, so they could mark them absent. But she said, I already put my paperwork in to let you know that I was pulling my children out of public school and I was going to homeschool them. They couldn't be taking her children. I said, you know what? It's always some numbers going on. Okay? Yep. And if they can't benefit from it, you can just forget about it. Yeah. You go just keep it out the path. That's just what it is. And that's sad. That's society.
I'm trying to download your thing, but it's already deleted. The WeTransfer already deleted. I have it on the computer where the 24-hour playlist is, but I don't have it here.
So
So
What would you need? You would actually need
I would
that
actually need
jump drive.
that either the drive, or I would need you to send me that retransfer you sent me again. That same retransfer.
Right, we need
That
to
you sent me
hear.
the first time.
No,
Or
yeah.
maybe invite me if the queen can do it, if she's able to do it from where she is, she can send it to me.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
I said it's gonna be a great interview. Didn't know how great it was gonna be. I knew it. I felt it. You know? Wow. Very, very.
So once I get the music, I'm gonna come over here.
I want to hear it. Yeah, I'm ready.
I
I'm
wanna hear
eager to hear it. So, have you heard any of it yet?
I did.
That's why I'm waiting and
gosh.
anticipating.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna show me the titles, and then you giving me an insight of letting us in to your life,
Yeah.
you know, and you walk us that this right here, this was very informative. Very, very, very
I wish I could.
informative.
Dang, man, I'm ready to go into a time machine and flash to my car. Wow. And flash back, man. I should not, I guess because I was like timing and rushing. I was like, yo, let me just get in there. And dang, and it's not in that bad.
But
I know where it says in a little black pouch.
I should have been able. I can do it from there, but I don't want to
You don't want to get
mess
rid of
up the YouTube.
right.
The YouTube right now.
So can you go on? Can you go on? Can you go on YouTube on one of those?
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
Put in Bobby Tamir Baldwin.
Oh, okay.
In YouTube.
Okay.
Somehow, some way, I don't know how this come. Like somebody called me while I was driving here and was like, "Yo, your album's up on YouTube."
Wow.
So I mean that the company that
I was about to ask, did your company put it up?
Yeah, big ups to Lander. You can't download it, but you know what? The important thing is the message. So yeah, the point is the message. I mean, I'm up on Tidal right now. It's like taking a few days to release on everything, but I'm on Tidal, Spotify, Deezer. I think those three right now.
Apple Music.
Not yet.
Usually.
Yeah, it's gonna reach Apple. It's gonna reach iTunes. It's gonna reach
Bobby Tamir Baldwin.
Yep. And my album. Somebody when I was driving here on the road, somebody called me and was like, "Yo, I put your name, Googled your name, and your album is up on YouTube." And I was like, "What?" I'll get up on YouTube.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
wow.
The whole album.
Wow.
The whole album, but I don't.
So I put your name up, and I put your name up. When I put your name up, the actual live from the YouTube video came up too.
So you can play the album from there.
Wow.
Yeah, word.
Absolutely.
Yep. And so coming out of drug reform and coming into this album, it was such a pleasure to write this album. It was actually a pleasure to go from hobby to like this is real. And I love my album. Like I can get emotional, because it's so much into it. Yeah. I did all my own production, no samples. And
Nobody gets a cut.
nobody gets a cut.
All in.
So it's funny that when something becomes real, how you like, and Tanya, man, y'all know, like being creative, you sit back and if you're an artist, you're like, okay, you looking at this wall and red and black, you're like, okay, what do I want to do with this wall before it's red and black? Like you take a pencil, you say, no, I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do. And it was like, again, like I told you, I switched gears with this album, and I was like, okay, Bobby, what are you gonna do? And I talk to myself a lot. Boy, I'm my best friend when it comes to conversation. And I talk to myself a lot. I was like, let's. I said, do you want to? I said, I didn't even hesitate. I said, let's go deep. I said, let's give it to him. Let's unlock the door. Let's open up your chest. Let's let him into your life. And that's basically what I did. As we were going down the album, I think we had got to Not Easy, then Buried in Haze. Oh, so Buried in Haze, I took you to Atlanta. I took you to, and I'm a storyteller. If you listen, as you listen to my songs, you'll notice that I'm always telling a story. So Buried in Haze was just like, what it is. Like, my life has been buried in this haze, during that period of alcohol and drugs, and I'm basically just pouring my heart out, talking about experiences or things that happened. Gosh, at one point I'm all like, in the second verse, um, I'm like, gosh, you ever like need to hear like just the opening word? You'll get it. It's like the second verse was something like um what, oh, how am I fast forward?
You gonna play it from there?
No, I want to. Oh, that's somebody else.
No, I said, are you gonna play it from there?
Oh, well, it's not gonna be loud. Oh, you got it. So we going to with life in this flesh. Things so crazy we can't control it. I feel so buried in haze. God, I need your strength to sustain.
Who's that singing?
Nima Willett. She goes to the University of Virgin Islands, and she is from Atlanta, Georgia. Big ups to yo, I call the songstress. What's up, Nima Willett? Yo, that's her on there. I'm working on her EP next when I go home. So get ready when I come back to the VI, yo. You in the studio next. Yeah. Most of my life I was buried in the haze. The Lord whispered to me and he said one day. I opened my eyes, I was in the clouds, floating in the sky. Couldn't understand what was going down. Was I alive or was I dead in the ground? I was still floating in this cloud, looking down on the world, what's this about? 2004 in the ATL, smoking crack, laying on the floor in hell. Still no surrender after the bell. Body starts to rot done, watch the smell. How can I learn to do the next right thing? Some say, shh, well God is speaking. What do we do when we're high like a kite? It just means you're closer to his love that shines bright. But we retract and rebel. Make no mistake, God gets jailed. Exodus 34:14. Take a peek at that to see what I mean. We have a habit of losing our way. Some say they were just born this way. That couldn't be further from the truth. We're all born with innocence, that's what God do. So yeah, so it's just if you want, I don't know if you want to go down the album and just do like a verse and a hook. We could do that. So if you want to kick off, I have arrived after dedicating, and I'm just so you can just hear a hook in the verse, give you a little feel of.
If you manage to team,
Little feel of.
one of that constant platform.
But again,
You walk out.
yeah,
The next person.
right.
Fine.
The world is so divided. Someone's always telling you to keep quiet. Don't fight for what you believe. It's just keep the word God is in between. Don't hide your life under a bushel, no. Even if you gotta lose on your own. But you can survive. All you gotta do is step up and arrive. Here we go with that. Grind it up, Lord, spine me up. It's time that I arrive. Come out the shadow, stop living life as a lie. My hands is up. Don't shoot up one of God's sons. You are my sanctuary, Lord, you're necessary like an angel daily. So break it and repair it, change that thing is buried, but God love is no comparing. I dare not be daring. Live that path, and that path was failing. So God, please remove my defects. They can't be fooled. There's no exception left. So I dropped to my knees, hands in the air, praying, Lord, please. Take away this disease. All that I need. I love this hook. I made this hook while I was driving from my local corner store back in the VI. I didn't have a hook for this, and I was driving, and I happened to be looking up out my window at the stars, and I just wrote this hook. It just came to me. So what's the next one? When you listen to the album, eventually the whole album, you'll see. Oh gosh, the story that I'm telling.
Let's listen to Restore My Sanity.
Oh, that's your favorite. Well, let's get to do you mind if we go?
Okay, let's go.
Down because that's one of my favorites. So what's the next one? Don't worry about the interludes. Unless
Unveiling Mysteries.
Who?
Unveiling Mysteries. Silence. No, that's interlude.
Wait, what's the hold on, let me see. I'm turning on the computer to we transfer. What's the email?
It's been God all along.
It's been God all along. That's the next one. What's your email? The GS Radio at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. GS. This is my wife now. She's on.
We got mustard seed.
No, what's the one after take a deep breath. That's the second one, right? That's the third one.
I'm on your YouTube.
And they don't have take a deep breath on there?
Yeah, what color am I? And then take a deep breath.
Yeah, take a deep breath. Oh, they don't have it in order. That's interesting. GS Radio.
Jesus are broke. I know that's what you thought. You thought teachers are broke. Well, guess what?
You know.
Right. Breathe in. Woo! Breathe out. When God opens one door, He opens another. God never rests in a slumber. Breathe in. Breathe out. When God opens one door, He opens another. God never rests in a slumber. So take a deep breath. Let me tell you something. The Lord don't give you nothing that you can't bear. So beware the devil right behind you hanging on your coattail. 1 Corinthians 10:13 explains and clarify exactly what I mean. So the weight that you say you can't take, God is faithful not to let you break. So get your mind made. The devil kicking the doors like an ain't rain. I know things can change, but if you got faith, God can maintain. So breathe. Now this song actually got picked up before the album dropped. It got picked up. This girl from DC used this. She does like workouts. Right. Steve Brandon Steve King. She actually is a famous. She does a Momo show and all that. She put this on her promo, movie promo. Yeah, so. All right, so let's bust to the next one.
What color am I? Mustard seed?
Go to
why do I keep going back?
All right, go to Restore My Sanity.
I was about to say, why do I keep going to Restore My Sanity?
Go to Restore My Sanity.
I'm like, okay, I keep going to Restore My Sanity. I don't know why, but that's what I'm doing.
Look, my wife is watching something big screen.
God is not looking for spiritual robots. He wants sons and daughters. Jesus provided the perfect sacrifice to restore our sanity. Restore
My sanity. Now, when I wrote this is like my rock version song.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think I was no. My life breaks apart. Please don't be walking on some shaky ground. The lifestyle we be living be up and down. God, show me the way, show me how. Restore me to the joy of the salvation now. Grant me the will and spirit to sustain me. Psalms 51:12 is most intriguing. Then as I flipped through the Hebrews, chapter 11, of what faith do. It was by faith that Enoch was taken up to heaven while awake. That was no mistake. It shows just how strong he had faith. It shows just how great the miracles God makes. So God, this song, well, you see the title, Restore My Sanity. So, this is a song of me like letting out my rage of from being an addict to, okay, when you go into the program, they have a saying that says you went for your drinking, but you stayed for your thinking. So this song is my thinking. Let me walk you away. It's what I'm thinking. I need to shift to be through the day. When things is going good, I don't pray. When things is going bad, I'm down on my hands and knees. This is that insanity. For most it's up the side, but not for me. I need the Holy Spirit inside my heart. Because when I close that pit, my life breaks apart. I'm looking for God's tiniest whisper to navigate my life is better when I listen. So it's time to take heed and wait to hear from God if that's what you believe. Woo. So watch out for Jezebel. 13 talks about the fear-based world. God. And I just wanted to be crazy on this hook. Like I just wanted to be nutty on the hook. So yeah, that rock joint, that's actually one of my favorites.
I'm coming over there because I want to talk about stuff.
That's one of my favorites.
I just need to make sure that everything is good on the pages.
We still here, GS Radio Newark, IG, website, Facebook. Please tune in. If not, Tiny, are people able to replay this?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna share the crap.
Oh, it's gonna be on YouTube too.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube
Oh,
live, so once YouTube is done, it'll be on YouTube as well.
Good.
And it's on IG.
Good.
TV.
Good. Oh,
Instagram
IGTV.
TV,
Okay.
yeah. Which is doing something over here. I don't know.
We got the Lady Love Champagne coming over. It was nice to have met you. Because I watch and I see that you're always on here, and I'm like, oh, she got a nice kick side and cool out. And I was watching y'all actually. I mean, I've watched several shows, but it was one show I was watching where y'all had some little girl.
Oh, Kaylin.
Y'all had a little,
Kaylin.
Yeah, y'all had a little girl.
Actor. Kaylin.
Yeah, some little girl. Maybe a
Hey, y'all, man. Y'all looking for me?
No,
You talking about Kaylin?
something.
Kaylin Jackman?
But I just watched it. Yeah, but I just watched it maybe a few weeks back. Was it no? You were here. Yeah.
Probably Kaylin, but we probably wasn't here. We probably was at the other station.
You weren't here.
No.
We weren't in this building.
No, you were in another setup.
Yeah, probably was Kaylin.
Yeah, you were in another setup.
Yeah.
Some little girl, but she was just
Kaylin.
right.
Kaylin.
Yeah.
That actor. Kaylin Jackman. Yeah, he's daughter. Yeah. She's an actor, singer, model. She does all this stuff.
She was right. She was, boy. She loves the camera.
Yeah. She does. She loves the camera even more now. But I wanted to talk about, first of all, let me tell you how proud I am of you. So very proud of you. Every time I think about where you came from, it's a blessing, for me because of the fact that I do know you from from back then. So it's definitely a blessing for me, and it's inspirational. Well, not just it is really inspirational. So when I when I talked to you and you was telling me about the album and all of that, I was actually driving coming back from North Carolina.
You was coming back from North Carolina. Yeah.
And you was telling me you did the album and everything, and I was like, I'm like, wow, it's just therapeutic. Music itself is just therapeutic, because where would you be without the music? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't understand that. This music, the arts, whatever it is, doesn't even have to just be music. It can be drawing, it can be, poetry, whatever you do. But it's just the arts, the entertainment, it really saves lives, and people need to really understand that. So with that being said, I want to talk about when we were in school, when you was the dancer.
Yeah.
You know, when you was in the videos with Latifah and you was doing the things with her and you know, that whole
experience.
Yes, let's talk about that.
That's very interesting because Shu, rest in peace, you know, was my dance partner. We had a whole entourage, you know, of dancers. Me, Nick, Horace, Jerry. I mean, it was a whole slew. Yeah, it was a whole slew of us. Actually, big ups to Race. I just talked to him earlier today.
Okay.
He actually said, call him when I get out of here. They want to go out to eat or do something or whatever. But so me and Shu was the main, you know, everybody knew me and Shu was the main ones. And we would go, man, we would listen, we would go, we lived in clubs. Like we got on a train, we went to New York, we lived in the clubs. We went to the rink, remember the rink in Bergenfield? We used to go to the rink in Bergenfield, and while everybody's skating, we over on the, you know, while music playing, we got a crowd, we dancing. So Shu's cousin, Mark Stokes, big up, I think that's your last name, big up Mark Stokes, he called us one day and was like, yo, Latifah's interviewing for dancers. This is when she lived on Halstead.
Right.
So, man, we raced over there, man. We was like, shoot. So it was a big line, a lot of people there trying to get the job. So it was right in Latifah's living room. It was Latifah, her mother, Shakim, and like two other record label people or whatever. And we went in there and she put on her song Wrapped in My Madness or something. And we did our routine. Hey, yo, she shut that shit down after that. She was like, yo, tell everybody that's out there, yo, the interview is over with.
Wow.
And we, keep in mind now, we're young. You know, I mean, I think we got the job, it was 88. 87, going into 88. So we were young. So then, you know, going to shows, and at first it was like, okay, we did a show, blah, blah. But then the girls.
There you go.
Because I gotta bring this up.
He was terrible. And you know he had that yellow boy thing going on. So yeah.
Oh my God.
He locked up.
We was signing autographs. Like, yo, man, I never experienced that. You know, like after the show, girls like, can I get your autograph? We like,
groupies.
What? and we messed it up though. You know, we messed it up. It was two things that happened. We would have to go to rehearsals to rehearse the show. And so we started, you know, lollygagging on that. Like she would say, all right, meet us in Manhattan at such and such studio so we could rehearse the show. We would go late. We would not show up at all. You know, we was all like, you know, she was like, you know, we would like just get to the show and be like, okay, we're going to do 10 of these, 5 of that, 6 of this, blah, blah, and we would just rock the show. Because that's how long we've been dancing together, so we knew. But her record label, at the same time of us doing that, her record label was like, we want you to be all female. So it was almost like, you know, if we would have been on point, we could have still been a part of it with the females, Al and Kika, that came along, because we actually choreographed their dances.
Right.
You know, but we didn't. We got big-headed, and we got fired for insubordination.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was, you know, growing pains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Growing pains. You're young, you know, sometimes when you're young, you know, and you don't have people like us to tell you.
Right.
Because back then we didn't have people like us to tell us this is what you should do.
Because
and this is how you should do it.
The street, so you're like, listen, hey, so we're gonna go over there, because that took commitment. Even though it was fun for you guys, it took commitment. You doing grown business things now.
Yep.
Like you said, you were young.
Yeah.
So when you're young, you have to be committed. You have to be trained. Like if you would have had someone. Like, did you have a manager, or did you have any adult to say, hey?
No, we were just two kids out of high school.
So if we would have had a manager, it would have worked out well. Right. Not just that, even if you would have let you go, you could have started on another gig that wanted you guys, that maybe wanted you, but couldn't get you because you was in the contract.
Right.
So if you'd have slide off to something else, you get what I'm saying? But like as a kid,
we was kids.
Yeah.
All they wanted was the girls to entertain.
That's it. Girls don't approach them as kids and say, hey, I can be your manager.
Right.
Your parent.
shocked.
Zero
That's
approach on that,
crazy.
you know.
Yeah, but it wasn't a lot of people back then that
No,
was
like
that was doing that.
That would
So
do that.
everybody was
Yeah.
independent.
Oh gosh, yeah, everybody. Stretch, the JC dancers, we were co-island dancers. You had like all of these different groups, they were all just, you know, that's it. You know what I mean? Like you made a name for yourself, and that's how you got in videos, you know, and that was it, you know.
Wow.
But what happened was after we got fired, we did get a call back from Fab Five Freddy and Latifah a few years later to help co-choreograph the Dance For Me video.
Mm-hmm.
So we did get called back for that, and that was like I was actually shocked. I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, we want you to do, yeah." And the funny thing about, because that's like still like I have an ace in the, that's my ace in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's in here, and I'm like just waiting.
Right.
Because me and Latifah, we never ended on a bad note. You know what I mean?
That's a good thing.
And I always wondered, you know, with like people like, you know, and we talked for like a few years, you know, like we after the video, you know, we like kept in touch, you know, it's here and there. And then, you know, her number would change, blah, blah. But I remember even, let's go back. I remember when I was dancing with Latifah, see, I lived across the street from Latifah when I was with my Quamira, my daughter's mother, Kaya Swan, her mother's Jocelyn Brown.
Okay.
The famous somebody else's guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was dating her daughter, which is my daughter's grandmother, Jocelyn Brown. So we lived directly at 216 Christopher Columbus Drive in Jersey City.
Mm-hmm.
Latifah lived directly across the street. So me and Latifah used to hang out like a lot. And because I would just go across the street, you know what I mean? So anyway, fast forward into when she did the movie with LL Cool J. Oh gosh, what's the movie she did with LL Cool J? Oh, all right, she did the movie with LL Cool J, and I think she had cancer. Like she got
Christmas something.
Yeah, she got misdiagnosed with cancer,
Right.
and
she went to go spin on
Yes,
yes.
yes.
I remember that.
So they were doing the movie premiere right here in Newark at the Sony, the Sony movie theater, and my oldest son, was like, "Yo, Dad, Latifah is right here, or whatever." You know, like he said he's seen her. And I was like, "Yo, walk." Now, keep in mind, this was years in between, you know. But I was like, "Let me see." You know, you just do that. Let me see if she's still cool with me. Yep. And my son walked up to her and was like, "Yo, this is my dad on the phone." She said, "Who your dad?" He said, "Creative." And she said, I heard her. She said, "Give me that phone." And, that's all I need. And that, you know, that like I'm telling the world now, but you know, I was like freaking like loving it, like, you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
Yes, you know what I mean? And we kicked it for a while. She gave me her new number. And then we called again eventually. But after that, you know, Latifah was blowing the frick up.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah. You can't even, she got a publicist.
Big up to
she
her.
don't,
yeah, she got to go through the whole.
You got to go through a lot of water to get
You keep your money better.
Yeah. You gotta you message her on Instagram and all that. She ain't seen that.
No.
Her publicist is like, "All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you." Right. Keep going. They don't even make, you know, so but I'm holding on. Like I actually just got finished. I'm hooking up with, remember Lakim? Lakim We just talked like 2 weeks ago, like after all these years.
Wow, that's
he friended me on Facebook.
Okay.
And you know, I told him what I was doing and everything. Yeah, man. And so I'm hooking up. I was like, have you talked to Latifah? He was like, not in a very long time. He was like, but he still hangs out with 45 King.
Okay, yeah.
So I said, well, when I come home, you know, let's link up. You know what I mean? He was like, definitely, you come by, we'll go by 45 King and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, Kim, I'm gonna hit you up in a little while, and I'm looking forward to getting up with you on 45 King.
Hey, Lot.
What's up, Lot? Chill Rob G. You know, Chill Rob G, big up Chill Rob G. I know we talking all the old school cats, but you know, big ups. And it was somebody else I spoke to. Oh gosh, I'm having a brain fart, but we'll come back to that. So I'm holding on to. Oh, I talked to Lati. Remember Apache? Rest in peace, Apache.
Yes.
His brother, Lati.
Okay.
Still, if I'm not mistaken, is affiliated with Latifah because you know Latifah kind of just does movies now.
Right.
She just does screen rights and all that stuff, and she's not really
Yeah,
fiddling with the music.
I see her. I see her name on a lot of productions, movie productions.
Yeah, she's all movies now. Very smart. And but I'm holding on to something to be able to like somebody. Listen, if somebody could get in touch with Latifah, okay, if you're watching this, please tell Latifah that this is creative, Bobby Baldwin, and I would like for her to check my album out, and you know, see whatever you know you could possibly do with anything. You know, I want to perform. You know, Christian urban hip hop is actually I'm in my own world. I don't have to worry about the mumble rap. I don't have to worry about competing with that aspect of the industry. So I'm like, there's a huge industry for what I'm doing now. For Christian rap.
Absolutely.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I know a lot of Christian rap artists. You know, big ups to Reverend Armor, to Rabin Armor, to Sincere Israel, to Lucci Rio. All of them are Christian rap artists.
The real big ups to the real Chris. I think the real Chris. I think you got a radio station out in Patterson or something, 102. I think it's GOD or something. Big ups to you, man. And I'm still trying to get my music on your radio station. The album's out, so hopefully you'll be able to put it in your rotation.
We gotta make that happen.
Word.
That's right.
Big ups to GMA, Gospel Music Association. Big ups to ASCAP. You guys have had my back for 14 years now. I'll be at the expo again. Well, I missed this one, but that's what triggered me, y'all, to go from hobby to real. When I went to the ASCAP Expo in 2018, I didn't go 2019.
They have like the best expos ever. Oh my God. Yeah.
It'd be like
if you're into
3,000
the music
freaking people
business,
go. It's
you need
bananas.
to be there.
Oh my gosh, it's freaking bananas.
Yeah. I haven't been in a couple of years, but when I went, oh my God, yes.
And that's something, see now, honestly, that's something that we need to do for 2020. With your label, with the company, with artists, whatever, you know, we need to take that journey to ASCAP, to the expo. Like, I'm definitely going. In the name of Jesus, I'm going.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, you know, you got to start early. Like, I even did a GoFund for 2018. I did a GoFund, something simple to raise, I think, $2,500. I raised $2,500.
That's what's up.
Yep. Just on, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? I didn't think I would raise it, but the support, it started off slow, and then it like picked up where I had one person drop me like 500, one person drop me 250, like, you know, and so, but I'm definitely Expo, ASCAP, and not only that, they out of 3,000 plus people, my big head and these braids got in, they put me in there. Not only did I make the cut for one of the days, which I still promote and show it, I made the cut for one of their commercials or whatever their ads of the day. They turned around and used that same ad to promote the 2019 Expo.
Wow.
Somebody hit me on Instagram and was all like, I see you. And I'm all like, what? And I'm like, yo, they ASCAP used you for the 2019 Expo.
Nice.
Wow.
It was a 26-second ad with 3 people. Yeah, it was the look. And my coach and my lawyer said, you got that look.
Yeah, that look. Yeah.
That's going to catch
I
you.
saw it when you came in.
And this is my thing. This is my thing, by the way. The socks. Check out the socks.
Those are cute.
Yeah, I'm into the socks.
Sometimes they can feel your personality
Yeah.
or just by you know, the way you dress.
And you can walk into it, because I've had that happen to me so many times. I remember the time we went to a film premiere in Jersey City, Jamal Hall's film. I forget the name of it. I don't remember the name of it. Jamal Hall and John Francisco. But I went there as a guest with them to see the premiere. And when I walked in there, they were already there. They were actually in the lobby. So I was a little late. So when I walked in there, the mayor of Jersey City, that was the mayor, was he the mayor or the councilman? I think he was a councilman going for mayor or something like that at that time. And he was like, you just look like you're somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that mean? Like,
That's right.
I look like somebody.
You said that I do look like
They introduced me, and they introduced me to him and everything. But it was. I was like, wow. But I had that happen to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's like
You
walk
walk
into
through the room with you.
Right.
tell who you are. If you do something, What did you do?
I believe in energy and aura. Like you mentioned it. You mentioned
I
it,
do.
like that energy.
I believe in energy and aura.
Yeah, and you can feel it when somebody got a good aura and energy. When they walk in the room,
That's it.
the room lights up.
That's it. That's
The
it.
room lights
And
up.
when people say, who's that?
Yeah, who's that guy?
You know,
Who's that
it could be about 20 people that walk through that door. It's sometimes that one person.
Yeah.
Who's that?
So it's like, who is that? And when you start talking to him, you realize, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You have that energy.
It's amazing, and then you be like Facebook famous. This is like, wow, you go like, why?
Yeah,
I know you from Facebook.
Because
You're trying to champagne. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
about your energy.
Yeah, and I watch your live. I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you definitely have some strong energy, man. When you're doing your interviews, when you're out on the road.
I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
I haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, Tanya's, listen. Let's go back just a little bit. I've known Tanya. I mean, we grew up together. You know what I mean? And I remember, what was your rap group name?
PYTs.
Yes. Because it was you,
me,
Lonnie.
Yes. Lonnie, Red.
Yeah.
Tamir was in it for a minute, then she got pregnant.
Right.
She had to leave.
Because Lonnie, me and actually, this was maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, it might have been a while ago. But me and Lonnie did connect and talk on Facebook.
Her name's Yolanda, what is Yolanda's last name?
Because she got married, right?
Yeah,
she got kids.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked about like back in the day when we rapped and all that. We used to rock the talent shows. I remember my group
was dope.
Yo, we was listen. My group was High Tech MCs. It was me, Adi, Nick, and El Rahim. And yo, man, I remember my freshman year in high school. I was going to Irvington Tech, but I got kicked out of Irvington Tech. I was a badass. I got like 3 fights in the first week, so they kicked me out. So when I came to Scott, that's right, I'm about to put this on YouTube. When I came to Scott, Tony Wyatt. That's right, buddy. If you still out there, white boy, you remember this name. KJ Nice, aka Ronald Bird, rest in peace. We was down in the cafeteria in the annex. And KJ brought me down there and he was like, yo, I want you to battle somebody. I was a freshman battling a senior.
That's right.
And took him out. Yo.
That's right.
And I ended the round. I remember because people still remember it. I ended the round with behold, I'm like a knight on a horse. And the school bell, the lunch bell went ding! And everybody that was like the hot word.
We had so much fun back then. We had the butter rolls and barbecue potatoes.
The butter roll and barbecue chips.
Everybody, every lunch period, somebody
beating on the table.
They beat on the table. Somebody going to do the beatbox. I mean, we used to have so much fun, but you couldn't tell us nothing. I put together so many different shows, even there, during high school.
Yeah.
I helped, put together the talent shows and all of that. And we actually won the Tommy Boy contract, the PYTs. We won that. We beat Dana and them.
Yeah.
We beat Trisha. We beat them like it was East Orange against Scott.
Yeah.
And we beat them, but we didn't have anybody to tell us,
That's what he said.
And I'm like, so since we didn't do what we were supposed to do, Tommy Boy gave it to them. Look what she done did with it. She just ran with it.
Yep.
She had the right people, in her
back
corner.
in her corner, yeah.
We didn't have it. Yeah. We actually won. We won with Bull as in our rap. rap used to go, we the PYTs, female MCs in the place to rap, so get off our strap. Or something told me, like, at the end of the rap, we did, at the end of the rap, which is what got the crowd, was we did, boys, all they want is your money.
Boys, I remember that.
Boys, only want satisfaction. Sunflower boys, it's one little action.
Yo.
And
that's like drop the mic.
Yeah.
After that, that's drop the mic.
Because back then, that's the kind of music either.
Yeah.
That was rap thing.
Oh my God.
We were dope. We were dope, man.
Yo, man.
We were dope.
We
We had Sean Cherry. Sean did our music for us.
Sean Cherry was the DJ.
He did the DJ, and we did the music with Todd. You remember Todd?
Oh yeah, Todd. Let's get Todd.
Yes.
Wow. My God.
Y'all had a great childhood, you know?
Yeah, man.
That's how you supposed to live.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and it wasn't, fighting and all of that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
All of that stuff wasn't going on.
And there were some bad apples.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even a lot of bad apples.
Right.
You have a handful of bad apples, and you had everybody else be, just doing their little one too. But now
it's more bad apples and a handful of goods.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta watch yourself wherever you go now. Like you gotta drive with your doors locked and your windows up.
Yeah.
Because your windows down, you get cars. You just gotta watch. Yeah. You gotta watch what color you wear. Sometimes in whatever neighborhood you walk in.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
you go to the bodega and you have a color, they come in and say, what's that about?
Exactly.
I don't know. I just woke up and decided.
Yeah.
Right.
But you gotta watch that though.
Yeah.
That's some serious crap though right there.
Yeah.
Because
and we sorry we never gave you guys the number to call in, but when this is family, we just talking, y'all.
Right.
We just talking, okay?
That's right.
We having a conversation, and this is what we do here on the Champagne Room Radio Show on GS Radio North. So if you don't know now, you know that's what you're watching.
Exactly. And things is gonna get listen, my girl Tanya, man, she has created her own personal empire.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I say we just talked about how we're going back 30 years.
Yes.
Where 30 plus,
yes.
Where Tanya, her in her DNA, like in mine, she's creative. She has this energy, this spark to entertain, to be able to have a radio station, to be able to get a record label, to be able to manage artists. This is her niche. This is what is installed in her. Mm-hmm. So, she just got Champagne International Music Group. That's right. Yes. Now we're talking about things that finally, her dream.
Right.
See, so 30 years later,
right,
she's gonna go from this room right here to something much bigger. That's right. And you go, and then
yeah.
And
I like to say congratulations to these two over here.
That's right. Because I'm going along for the ride.
Yeah. I like to say congratulations.
We on the ride. I'm excited. I didn't even expect. I was going for the head position. I was going for.
Look, what you going for? No, wait. What position you was going for? Oh, you going for the head? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to be an artist.
She has something. She's always been the artist, guys. She's always been my R&B artist, my R&B princess. Y'all already know. I'll tell y'all in a minute. That's my R&B princess. Not only is that my best friend, but that's definitely my R&B princess. And I would put her on the spot anywhere we go. And she knows. I'd be like, look, I mean, I sing. She'd be like, y'all right now. Like,
wow.
I'm like, every time I used to go out, she'd be so upset because the microphone works so well for hip hop artists.
Yes.
I have to sing.
No way.
Terrible.
No way.
And you can hear me in the video.
Background.
It's the mic.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. But I want to say congratulations because not only is she a beautiful artist, a beautiful person, and like I said, my very best friend. She is now the vice president of Champagne International Music.
What?
The VP.
You went from. Hold on. See now, look at the lesson. You went from. Nothing against A&Rs, but you went
else.
Right.
So I said, well, listen, I know I have a good ear.
Right.
I write music,
Right.
and I write my own music and stuff. So hey, let me see. And she's like, oh no, you don't want that. Well, I don't want that one.
Right.
She explained it. You right, I don't want that one.
That's
Right,
right.
right. She explained it. You were like, you changed your mind.
That's right. That's
No, I
right.
want that.
My
No,
damn
I know.
Right,
I need a
right.
strong administration. So
Yeah.
I need not only a strong administration, but a loyal administration and trustworthy
Right.
administration.
Exactly.
I don't
Right.
want just anyone being a part of this thing because it has been a long time. It's been a long time
For you, definitely.
Yeah, and it's finally
Stop
here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm able to you got a phone call. Excuse us, y'all.
Now, so you just cut that off.
Do this.
Pull it out.
Go.
Yeah.
So, I was able to, get blessed.
That wasn't right.
Somebody seen you and called?
I don't know.
I thought somebody said, let me call
Right.
her.
Let me call her. I know you was my president.
Right?
But like I said, basically, I'm just trying to build. The label is being built right now. We're in building stages, so we're in a stage where it's still a baby. But because I have such seasoned talent already,
Yeah.
that's a part of the label. When I say that to say that this man is also a part of the label. Yes.
Yo, let me just tell you, when Tanya first started posting, positions, I seen A&R, and I think I made a comment on the A&R. I was like, A&R. I'm not saying it's an easy position, but it's an easy position a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you're just representing the artist and you're just looking for talent, blah blah blah.
Right. Talent searcher.
Yeah, you're a talent searcher. But in the back of my mind, I seen that producer's poster, something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to be a resident producer at a label.
Right.
Because most labels have resident producers.
That's
where
right.
they,
And that's what I was looking
if
for.
they got, if it's Beyonce and Rihanna and they're on like Champagne International Music Group, I get the opportunity as a resident producer to produce tracks for them. So when I got we talked about it. We talked about it briefly because she called me the other day and she was like, okay, I want to talk to you about, now let's talk about the position.
Right.
So we talked about it and I told her where I was coming from. She explained what she was looking for and stuff like that. So, but that's, the conversation didn't end with oh, you got it, okay, you got the job.
No.
It didn't end like that.
No.
It just ended like a, I don't know, regular conversation.
We'll talk
later.
Right, we'll talk later.
So then, I'm like on Facebook, you know what I mean? Like I see this, congratulations to, Bobby Tamir Baldwin, official international music. Wait, what did it say? It said international. I want to get exactly what it said.
Director of music
yeah,
production.
because I took a picture of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, hold on, let me screenshot this. Oh, this J Kill calling in. Hey, yo, we got a call from North Carolina.
Okay.
Yo, what's up, J Kill? Well, you actually called in right now.
We don't even just go on and talk.
Yo, what? I don't. Do you have another number?
Mina, we have to give the number.
Okay, hold on, J Kill.
862.
862.
61.
All right, I'll text it to you. All right, this is MMF, yo. One love, fam. I'll text you the number.
Yes.
All right, yo, that's my.
He's like, no, I'm gonna call the other number, not yours.
That's odd. The twin. Adi and Jerome was twins. Gerard and Jerome.
Right, Gerard. Yeah.
That's the twin, Jerome.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the
He
twin.
looks so familiar.
That's the twin.
He looks familiar to me. I know that.
That's the twin.
Oh, okay.
Okay, J Kill. But we always called him J Kill.
Right.
He got everybody got their little. That's his son, man. Where is he at? Oh, here he
Yeah,
is.
that's his son. That's my little boo.
Hey,
That's my little boo. I know his son.
he know you, J. Kill Rodell.
Yeah.
Rodell, I remember. Yo, listen, he dope as shit.
Yeah, he did one of my shows. He did one of my shows.
That. 862.
61.
Was it one of my shows he did? No. He did the show that I was doing with Dear Jersey. That's how I met him, through Dear Jersey. Big ups to you, Jay.
Yo, big ups to Little J Kill, yo, MMF. Yo, this dude is fire. Actually, guess what? I'm putting you on Front Street right now. His father told me, who's about to call in the station, you had an opportunity with Queen Latifah and you dropped the ball.
Did he?
What? He didn't go to the meeting.
Are you serious?
No. Watch what his father called. He had a meeting. Queen Latifah was interested in J. Kill, because they're called MF Shine. Was interested in him, and I gotta put you out there. He was so concerned with like his boys.
Baby boy.
Carrying his boys.
I wish you would have called me and told me about it, because I sure enough would have let you know. We not doing that. We not doing that. You don't miss out on opportunities because of what your friend. That's it.
Hello?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
That's him. Yeah. Hey yo. Hey guess who we because he's from North. We got J. Kill calling from North Carolina, all the way from NC, but he's a Newark native. But he's all the way down in the NC with a bunch of family. So yo, welcome to the show, J. Kill.
Hey Jay, how are you?
Hello?
I'm great. I'm chilling, sitting back. I'm proud of my brother, man. He's carrying the torch, man. He's keeping it going.
Yes.
They gonna make me cry.
Yeah, I love you and everything. I don't know if you remember me, but I worked with you guys. I was a lovely cousin. But
Yeah, with Tina. My niece, yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm always going to see it back today and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Love the show and everything.
Thank you.
My brother, man, I love what you're doing, man. You're doing it, get clean, all that shit, man.
Yes.
My language, like, keep it going, man. Like, I'm actually coming out on the moment, man. I sent you the link of, where I have to go to the, contact so I can listen to the track.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right now, he all up on YouTube. You don't go on YouTube, put that name in.
Actually, J. Kill, you go on YouTube, and put in Bobby Tamir Baldwin, and my album will come up.
Okay. I purchased it from there.
Yeah, I know. I'm up on. For right now, I'm just on Jay-Z's Tidal, Spotify, and Deezer.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be on, like, over the next few days. Everything is gonna start to open up.
Yeah, they start opening.
Yeah, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, like.
I'm surprised
everything.
Apple wasn't open first. Apple
Yeah.
usually first.
Yeah, because if I look at my emails,
usually first.
it tells
the
me.
rest of them comes after them.
It just tells me in my emails, like Spotify. I just went live at 3:00 on Spotify.
Okay.
And then down here it said that I went live on I'm live on Tidal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so these things just, and then the first one I think it was live on Deezer.
Oh, okay.
So it just tells me, I get an email like when it goes live to the next thing. My company, big ups to Lander. They were kind of giving me a little bit of a hard time at first when I first, because I wanted it out on the 12th, my mother's birthday.
Right.
It did not happen. I actually submitted my album to them the Saturday before that Thursday. Mm-hmm. And they instantly emailed me back and was like, it sounds like you have something that you borrowed something or you have a sample from somebody else.
Right.
And I'm like explaining to them, no, I don't. I if I do use anything, I always make sure that it's, my lawyer, we check, it's royalty free.
Right.
So what happened was I released a J Kill, you remember when I released that EP last year?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So some of the songs that I released on the EP are on the album.
Oh, okay.
So they were thinking that I was stealing from somebody else, not connecting the dots that it's me.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, yo, connect the dots. It's me, you know? So they finally, realized their mistake. They told me I had to do a few things. Like I had an underscore after interlude. You gotta take
Yeah, you gotta take
all that stuff out.
It has to be straight.
You can't have if you can't have mystery spelled out capital M, lowercase y, then capital S.
Yeah.
Like it has to be capital M and then mysteries.
Yeah.
So I had to do all of that technical stuff.
Yeah.
And that finally happened. Because listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all real quick. After Saturday when I got it back, I was so depressed. I called my lawyer, and then all week, and then it was the whole week before I came here on last Friday. The whole week, like they emailed me Monday, didn't email me back until freaking Saturday that just went by. And I told my lawyer, I said, listen, she said if they don't release your album come this Monday that went by, we're gonna pull it and blah 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 and go to CD Baby or whatever. Sure enough, boy, they emailed me Monday and was all like, just can you fix this take out the underscore, fix the type, and then they started to release it. So thank you, Lander. I love you guys. I've been working with you forever out of Canada. Lander.com, go check them out. They mastered and they released. You get 100% of your royalties, everything. They do not keep a dime. Now it does cost.
Right.
It does cost to be a member. You have to pay. I think it's I don't know, $600 or $700 a year, but it's worth it.
Right.
It's worth it.
Right.
Yeah, it's worth. You get your stuff mastered and released.
Right.
It's worth it.
So and another thing was CD Baby. CD Baby just releases you on a handful of things. Lander releases you on everything, freaking everything. So if you enjoy, when I released my EP, when I looked at my analytics, I had people in Germany loving it. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. Nothing against the United States, but I really want to push my stuff overseas. I'm serious. Africa, Thailand, Asia, Germany, Switzerland. I want my stuff to be over there because guess what? They again, nothing against America. I want y'all to listen to my stuff. I want y'all to buy it. But they have a deeper passion, overseas.
A lot of people would rather go over there and stuff.
Yeah. Look at De La Soul. De La Soul as a prime example. They live overseas. They make so much money overseas. You know what I mean? They're killing it.
Most artists do.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, I'm sorry, of America. I'm not doing the American.
And I know someone that actually was playing with him. He came here to visit a friend. He's in Paris. He said he went De La Soul.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
They live out there. Why not?
And I was getting to my point with Tanya, and when I talked to Tanya the other day, and she was talking about, we had a real deep conversation. This is when you was driving, actually. So it was a few weeks back. And we were talking about the makeup of artists and working with American artists or foreign artists, and how American artists, they are so difficult to work with.
Yeah.
They're lazy. They don't want to put in. They don't want to put the work in. They just want to be like,
make you popular.
Give me paid. For Tanya. Tanya been doing this for 30-something years. Now, she's starting to reap, the seeds she's sowing. For me, J Kill to tell you, I've been rapping and being creative since, oh my freaking gosh, since my mother bought me my first clarinet when I was in the 2nd grade, Miss Knowles' class in Columbia. That's when I got my first instrument. And J Kill will tell you, because they used to crap on me when I got accepted to North Boys Chorus.
Yeah.
I went to North Boys Chorus, and in 5th grade, you had to go into Miss Y. The school came to you had to take a test. to get into the school. Like, like clap, singing, like you had to do all this stuff to get into the school. And I remember they cracked on me. They was like, yo, Bob go to North Boys School. Yo.
I got accepted too, but I didn't want to go.
Yeah, because that school was fat. Like, you had to sing opera. You sung different. You sung like, North Boys
That's
School.
what you before you arrived. You didn't realize.
Exactly.
Teaching you, sometimes you need to just step out of the box. Yeah. And that was teaching you.
And that's what
at a young age.
Yeah, and I was in the 6th grade. Like, I sung in Carnegie Hall. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yo, you kidding me?
Right.
Like,
the adults trying to get there?
Exactly. And I was in the 6th grade singing. I was 11? You know what I mean? I don't know how, 11, 10, singing in Carnegie Hall. And we sung it, like, I remember the concert actually. We sung, it was a Japanese concert we did. And I sung in Japanese. Like the funny thing is I had my son cracking because I still remember. You remember J. Kill? I still remember some of it. It used to be like, Nippon, Igirish Nippon, Shanghai, Shanghai, Igirish Nippon, Shanghai, Shikuku, Shikuku, Igirish Nippon, Shanghai, Shikoku, Bushu, Hawaii. And then everybody would join in. Nippon. And it would just be all this ambiance. And,
wow.
Yeah, I had my son cracking up because he's like, Dad, you remember that from freaking 11? That's all I said. Yeah, man. Yeah. So
impression on you.
Yeah. And actually having this brother on the phone actually right here, J. Kill. Again, we got Jerome Tucker, J. Kill, y'all on the phone calling from North Carolina, North native. Yo, big ups to 16th Street family. He actually, we started. You tell the story, J. Kill. What did we start together? Yup. No, not the history of the MMF, but when I first started buying equipment. Oh yeah. It was me and him putting our pennies together. Yeah.
And once I heard some of your little demos of your music, I gotta get you to this. We started hanging out more, you know what I mean? Like, we got closer and started hanging out, do different, endeavors and all that stuff. But, yeah, definitely. I got a few questions since I'm a caller.
I love it.
Yes, what's your question, caller?
Okay. My favorite song on the album, to be honest with you, it has to be okay, I got it. Oh gosh, that's a tough question, J. Kill. Okay. That's a tough question, man. You put me in a spot. Okay, let me name my top 5, and then I'll give you the best one out of that. So, Unveiling Mysteries, What Color Am I, Restore My Sanity, the finale, and Strong and Courageous. So, but my I gotta say 2. My best 2 are Restore My Sanity and Unveiling Mysteries, the title of the album. Like, Unveiling Mysteries is ridiculous because I remember when I was doing the production on that, it was actually a lot of these songs actually got reproduced. Like I because it's like it took me almost 2 years to do the album. So when I started coming back to some of these songs, we lost them.
Did we?
Yep.
You can always call back.
Yeah, he'll call back.
Yeah, he'll call back.
Call back, J. Kill. So yeah, I Unveiling Mysteries is my wife didn't even like it. Big ups, babe. I know you didn't like it because it was. Oh, that's him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So real quick, Unveiling Mysteries, right? when I first did that, it was one way, and when I went back to it, I actually was like listening to the title, like, okay, dude, the name of this is Unveiling Mysteries. Why are you producing this song? Why are you being conformed? Why are you making it like hook, verse, all of the same? So I said, yo, let me flip this crap up. Let me just make this the production. I'm talking about the production. Let me make the production bananas. Let me make it unveiling mystery-ish. And I remember when I first took it to my wife, she was like, oh, babe, I don't like it. You doing too much. You know, it's you got all these changes and everything. That was the first time. Dude, I don't know. I didn't do anything to the track but mix it better, you know. And when I brought it back to her, she was like, and I know she watching, call in, babe, call in. She was like, babe, this joint is fire. And I let my lawyer hear it and my business coach, my music coach, and they were like, dude, because the song is Unveiling Mysteries. So I wanted the production and the song to portray. This is the name of the album. I wanted to portray exactly what I was feeling. And I liked it, so I rolled with it. So, so my favorite would have to be between Unveiling Mysteries and Restore My Sanity.
I like Restore My Sanity.
Now, I will tell you What Color Am I was a super late addition. Like I did What Color Am I like 2 weeks before the album was done. I just threw it on. I was like, yo.
Now I want to ask, what place were you in when you did those? You decided on those titles.
The titles, yeah.
What place were you in?
Well, you can ask J. Kill. I've always been good at titles. Oh yeah, like I've always, huh? Yeah, hooks and titles. It's like that's like freaking the butter. Like I know people that'll come to me. There's people that have come to me over at least over these last 6 years, just to ask me, can I have that title? Okay. Because I registered, you know, when you ask that, you register your shit. Like you don't have to wait. With ASCAP, if you got a title, you go right on there and you register it and boom, get that shit in there. That's right. You know what I mean? So somebody else get it. So I love titles and I love hooks. So like doing these is like wiping your butt when you take a dump. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta do it.
Yeah, like that. I do that too. Like even with me just promoting online and like certain things I say, people like, "Ooh, I like that. Ooh, where you get that from?" Ooh, yeah. I'm like,
it just come out. It just comes out.
Natural. Yeah, it's natural.
And to kind of top off, like to kind of answer your question, because you asked me like, well, what space was I in? Yeah. Okay, let me answer the question. What the space that I was in is like, gosh, how do I explain that, J. Kill? How do I explain that? Like,
just take one title.
Okay.
I said, what color am I?
Okay, I got you. Okay.
And what does it mean? What does the title mean?
Okay, right. So what color am I, right? When I came up with Color Am I, again, I told them this was like literally the last song to come on the album. It had to do with like all of this Donald Trump shit and the Mexicans in the down there in the border. And literally that's what I was thinking about. And it made me, and then I started thinking about now J. Kill. This is the person that I was talking about, y'all, when I was mentioning earlier about J. Kill is like, he knows about the Bible and all that, but he still is one of those people that is on the outside, like saying that, you know, the white man did this, blah, blah. And nothing against that, because that's, you know, that's a philosophy that I used to be down with. Right. But I've just been really into the scriptures. So to go this, I thought about I went from that to the Bible. And I said, okay, what did it say in the Bible about color? And I thought about how they said God has no color, you know, and when you look at that, that's how I came with this title of What Color Am I? because this world is worried about color, and it's just fuck color. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and that's how I came up with color in mind.
Okay.
You know, but this trap though is like the mumble. It's a trap beat, so I wanted to catch up with time. J. Kill, did you listen to What Color Am I yet?
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I was asking about, trying to cop the album. Like, I didn't know it. So I'm definitely listening to it.
Yeah, listen to the whole album on YouTube, and then you could go buy it so you could download it, and you'll have. You know how they sell one track for 99 cents, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not pressed about money for this album. I want the word out. You know what I mean? So play my stuff when you driving to work. Listen, pass it on. Let people hear my album, man, because it's gonna catch on.
Right.
Word up.
Absolutely.
It's gonna catch on.
Yeah, the next project you gotta let my son get on one of those tracks, man.
Good question.
He can use so many names. You know what I mean? He changed his name again. I don't even know his name. I can't even remember his rap name. But I think Tamir knows him too.
He changed it again. He changed it from what it was last time.
I think so. I know it was Reckless Shine, and then it was Reckless Song. You know what I mean? But I don't even know the name now.
No, he's really good. I mean, my first contact with him was the Dear Jersey tour. He did the Dear Jersey tour. That was my very first contact with him. So yeah, he's very good. Because we were there actually judging the talent that wanted to be on the tour. That wanted to be on the event. Yeah.
Because I didn't know he was my son, you know what I mean? So that's
no, I didn't until you tagged him on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when I found out he was your son. Uh-huh.
Okay. What about that tour? I know he was on the tour with Caucasian. I don't want to say that word. The Caucasian dude that was on Love and Hip Hop.
With Drewski and him. Yeah. Drewski.
You were a part of that?
Yeah, Dear Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he got his little band way better than what he was doing at GS. I told him this is about the lyrics.
I can imagine. And then he's very marketable.
Oh,
he's definitely marketable. He's always been he's been a thought. Let me just say that he's been a thought as far as the label is concerned. He has been a thought. Yeah.
Because he had a little interview with our people. He didn't show up somehow. I don't know that I was mad at him.
Told you.
Because created the dance a lot of people they and we have that connection line.
Right.
She's doing big things as far as producing and doing her little shows and all that stuff. I'm like, wow, there you go. But hey, he's grown now. It ain't much I can say so, but
right.
I hope my brother created to work with him more and whatever he can do for him. You know what I mean?
And he has to be willing to take constructive criticism and some real solid advice. Yeah. Also, moving forward, if he's gonna take his music career seriously, if he's talking about really making it a career, if he's doing it and he's just doing it as a hobby, that's something different. But if he's talking about making a career out of it, then he definitely has to be able to take that constructive criticism and run with it. Because again, like we were saying earlier, we didn't have people to do that for us. Right. You know what I mean? So,
and like you said, he's real marketable. Like he got to look at everything.
Marketable. Yeah. He's a cutie, Mina. He's a cutie. He's a little cutie. Yeah. And he's so different. He's a cutie. It's okay. You still know your manhood. He's a handsome little guy. Man. He really is.
He got it.
Yeah.
And
he's so different, and he's different. like even the way he dresses,
Industry.
everything is like, yeah,
Label
it's
red.
different.
There you
And
go.
that's what made
Label
him
red.
stand out when he was doing Dear Jersey. That's what I saw. I don't know what everybody else saw.
Right.
But I'm like, he's definitely marketable. He's good. So yeah, but he has to in this game, in this thing, this the reality, not even the game, but the reality of this whole thing is you cannot worry about what other people are doing.
Exactly.
Even if you are on the team.
Well, you have to understand that once you get in, that's what you need to do. Just get in.
Get in.
Worry about the rest of that stuff
But
later.
you know what?
Everybody can't go with them.
You know what? I think his problem is also like he want to carry everybody else with it.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
You can't do it.
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody can't go with you. That's just like with me with this whole, this whole thing I embarked on. I can't take everybody with me. You know?
You get in first.
He don't understand it.
So he's saying, oh, you gotta take everyone.
Because a lot of times people are so worried about what their friends.
And that's where he's at.
Yeah.
He's worried about his friends.
Yeah.
It's not like they pressuring him. It's him.
Right.
It's him. You know what I mean?
You know what? He's loyal.
Yeah. He's very loyal.
His loyalty is really rocky.
Huh?
I hope he hearing too because he know.
Oh.
I'll tell him. I had to give him constructive criticism when I first met him. So I don't have no problem with that. That's what I do.
Hey, yo, little J Kill, man, we putting you on notice, man. And listen, listen, you know, I told you I just sent him a fat beat, right?
Yeah, I told you because you started phone, but I didn't send it already.
Nah, I sent him a beat. Yeah, yo, I just made a beat for him, man. Oh my gosh. I made a beat that's so dangerous, yo, for his son. And I just sent it to him, and we've been like communicating back and forth. And I was like, you know, dude, man. And at first, the funny thing is, when I sent him the beat, and I had to tell J. Kim, I had to put him in his place because he was all like, oh man, that beat, that beat is what did he say? Somebody, it's all. Let me tell you what he said. Yo, you going on Front Street right here. I'm about to read the message. All right, so I sent him the beat. Yeah, I just got it on bad. Here we go. I got you. All right. So what you want me to write to it, or you gonna lay something down and send it? Then I write. And I was like, no, just I'll produce that for you. So here he goes. All right. Well, it's a lot of surprises on the different moves. It needs more consistent with the feel. So I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? What the hell do he mean, yo? Yo, so J. Kill, so this is what I wrote back. I said, this one might not be for you. I said I'll rustle you up something else because this is my signature, my style of production. You got to remember that too. My beats don't sound like the average Joe's. This track is fire from my point, and a definite today vibe, but with my signature on it. It's basically the chorus, 2 open, then 2 bars. Then I explained what the arrangement was. But see, yeah, so I'm gonna play, where is this? Let me go to my emails. I gotta let you hear this, even just 2 seconds of this beat.
So he has to be able to open up. It's good to be a diverse artist and be able to do more than one thing. I remember when we did We Got Us Cypher, and we actually had Mina, although she was doing R&B, she was doing a little rapping. Like we threw her up in there. She didn't realize she could do that. That was a hook. Yeah, she just, but we threw her in there because
I sure did. Oh my God.
Yeah. So we call it exercise. So it's basically exercising. So a lot of times we would do ciphers. And me, I'm gonna jump in the cipher. I don't care.
Yeah.
So like if someone has a title, I just go ahead and put my own little sound book to it.
Yeah.
Hey, J. Kill, does your son, does he have anybody, or is he just Like just him and his boys?
Who do you mean, anybody?
Does he have like somebody backing him, like somebody helping him with his career, like managing, consulting? Like, does he have any of that?
Didn't he have a manager at that time?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so. 20. How old is J. Kill? 20 what?
Yeah, he's young.
26 now.
26.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't got
He's the
nobody
same age as
behind him.
Mia. He's the same age as my daughter.
See, he's
But
somebody.
you know what? By this time, he should already know what's going on. He ain't gonna business.
He don't. Something is blocking.
Something is
blocking.
He's not saying.
Yeah.
Something is honest. It's like more than the boys.
Yeah. Something is not getting him where, because he could listen. He is very talented, and I don't know what stole him.
Because by he's 26, he should know that. Go ahead and get in the door. You can bring your boys later.
You know what's stalling him, J. Kill?
Yes, I do, but I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We won't put that on the air.
We gonna leave that alone, and we gonna have us a nice one-on-one counsel.
Word. We gonna do
an
an intervention on little J. Kill. A music intervention for little J. Kill.
Yes.
Word.
We're gonna talk to him.
You dope as all get out, man, nephew. Yo, you gotta come on over here to Music Champagne International Music Group, man. Come on over here, brother.
That's right.
Word.
So again, let me say shout out to all of the new members that are a part of this whole thing now. Like I said, it's just starting. Buff hit me up, Buff Billions, big ups to him. He is the director of the Southeast region, of music production of the Southeast region. So those artists that are in Georgia, the Carolinas, Miami, all of those, he's the go-to man. For that. You
international
are going to be you are doing the international thing, so you are going to be doing a lot of collaborating with the producers that we have, the producers in the studio that we have in Nigeria, as well as Ghana, Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
So those
big up to D-Lo Swag.
That's my D-Lo.
Big up to D-Lo Swag, yo. Listen, you know your boy, man. Listen, big up D-Lo Swag, boy. I love what you do, man. Love what you do.
Yes, he is a dope artist. I cannot wait until he gets to America. But that's my next goal. My next goal is to get all of my artists that are in Nigeria here. That's my next step.
Well, claim it. You speaking it.
We're gonna have that happen. And I just want to do one big concert, just one big concert.
Oh man,
press
release. All the promotions gonna be nice.
Yeah.
That gotta be done.
Nice.
We gotta do that at the what's that center? What's that place they got down there? Is
Prudential?
it the Prudential?
Yeah.
Well, is the Prudential different from the New Jersey Pack?
Yes.
Where's the New Jersey Pack at?
It's over there by Rector Street.
Yeah.
Over there by Rector Street.
But they're both downtown.
They're both downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. Because even Symphony Hall,
Symphony Hall is way.
That was too small.
Yeah.
Symphony Hall is way down. I sung there too.
Yeah.
When I was in North Voice Chorus.
Well, that's right next to it.
Yeah, it's right next door.
Right next to us, right? Yeah. So.
But I remember when North Voice Chorus wasn't over there. North Voice Chorus used to be on Orange Street. It used to be on Orange Street, and then they moved downtown North. But it used to be on Orange Street, right above that little above that bank or whatever. Those days.
I'm about to check out, but I got.
Oh yeah, because we just had you on here like you was here interviewing with us.
Yo, good looking out, cuz, man. Hey, boy, you all on YouTube now, man.
We appreciate you, though. We appreciate you.
I got two more questions real quick.
Okay.
When are you going to try to do a show and why she haven't played any of your songs?
Oh, so you must have missed that segment.
Let's answer the second question first. She was playing the songs. I don't know. He didn't call in then, right?
No.
Yeah, she was playing that segment. Yeah, you missed that segment. She was playing the songs.
Yeah, that was before I came to sit down.
Yeah, it was before. Yeah, it was. If you go back and watch this on YouTube, Tanya wasn't in the seat. She was over there on the console. Yeah, she was engineering. And I'm trying to do. I'm actually, talking with my lawyer. We're trying to find me an agent, but I'm trying to like do a show like as soon as I can. Like I wish I had some shows set up while I'm here, but I do know that there's a few churches that are reaching out to me. Like I'm gonna talk to one. Reggie Pitts.
I know Reggie.
Okay, I mean, yeah, duh. My bad. So I'm gonna call Reggie when I get out of here. He has a church up on. His church is in Irvington or it's on Chancellor.
Where the whole Valley Stage, that was from there.
Yes, and he has like a modern style church where you could dress comfortable and blah blah. So because I seen Geese today, so Geese was like, "Yo, you need to go perform in Reggie's church." So I mean, I'm only up here a few weeks, but I know when I go home, I'm doing a show at my church. It's 3 churches I'm gonna perform at when I go home. Assembly of God, love and hope, and then love of Christ. I think it is. Pastor Jordan, Pastor Carl, and Pastor Phillips.
And then you need to, I'm gonna try to get you a meeting as soon as possible, also with George Sykes, who is George S3 and the Truth. They're the ones. He's the director and songwriter and everything for S3 and the Truth. Which he's George Sykes III, so that's where S3 comes from.
Okay.
But they're the ones that won the McDonald's Gospel Fest, and he does all the production. He does a lot of productions. He has a world peace song that you definitely need to be a part of. And he is now the Northeast region director of music, his studio and his productions, and he's the producer now under the label that's the Northeast region, meaning.
So he here? Like he's here?
He's here, yeah.
So
he's in New Jersey.
So will I be able to meet him before?
Yeah. I'm gonna set it up because I need to go see him as well. So we need to go pay the studio a visit.
Yeah, let's do that before I go because it's so funny you talked about this world peace song. J. Kill, remember that song that I wrote years ago, and it's my We Are the World song that I did a video for it on YouTube in an instant. Yeah, now that's a song that I want to redo. Like it's a song I wrote. I actually did a video. My wife with an iPhone, we filmed it and we put it in iMovie, chopped it up, blah blah. But it's a song, in an instant, and it's like in an instant, whatever. It's like a We Are the World song, and I want to redo it with multiple singers and stuff like that. So I would love to be a part of this world peace song that you're talking about.
So he's gonna do a reggae version of it. He does a house music version of it, but Kenny Baldwin is featured on it as well. So yeah, so he does, but he does a lot. I believe he produced most of Kenny's new album, Kenny Baldwin's new album.
So he knows how to really flip house production.
Yes, he does house productions.
So you know what I want him to do? This is a good conversation. I want him to remix one of my songs. Where's his studio?
You know, George. He's I don't know where is my studio at.
It's in East Orange?
I'm not sure where his studio is now.
Okay. Is this the same person? No, maybe it's not the same person that matches. Someone else.
So, but
someone else.
Is it here in East Orange?
He does the music. I don't know if he's in Newark or East Orange.
Okay, but he's here though.
No, he's here.
Okay.
No, he's here.
But you're gonna be back in. So when we're gonna set this up for like sometime next week. Okay.
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah, next week when I get back.
All right. Yeah, let's do that because I that's definitely a nice conversation I want to have with this guy. Yeah, but I'm J. Kill. Do you know before you go? Do you know that I'm now a part of Ty and Champagne's new music company, her record label?
Yeah. Congratulations on that. I think she did say it yesterday on the Facebook yesterday.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Yep.
I sure did. I said it.
How interesting is that, dude? That but before have we been talking for maybe a month? Not even that.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I know like a year ago we talked where she said, I would love to have you come into the station and have an exclusive interview, the first interview. That was like a year ago.
Yeah.
And here I am in the studio.
That's right.
Doing an interview, and now, you know, I'm like the director of international music production. You know what I mean? Like for Champagne International Music Group. I mean, all within a year. Like that's God.
Yes.
And you know, I gotta tell you, man, I'm just so excited about it. Like I can't wait to get home because there's so much going on. Like somebody told me that, you know, your job, because I work for the government down there, and they were like, oh, my music coach, she said, you're going to get so busy in your craft that you're not going to have any time for your job anymore. And
hopefully.
And I was like, wow.
That happens. That's right.
Because I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be so busy when I go back home. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be busy.
Absolutely.
It's something that you want to do.
And it's something that I want to do.
Right.
So, and Jay Kill could tell you, like, I don't care what he is. He could be my, especially when the money, like, really becomes where I could, you know, pay him to do a job.
That's right.
Man, that boy quit whatever he's doing and he coming with me. Because he was there in the, you know, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm about to get my DJ equipment out there.
Okay, you can join the team of DJs. That's cool.
Take a business course online for something, man.
Yes.
And take an accounting course or something, yo.
You know, Byron, I forgot his last name. He was Chicago, whatever.
Yeah, Byron, he in Atlanta.
Yeah. He's a cool thing because he got his little stuff and everything.
Let me make sure you don't take that thing and pull the gate down on us. 1 second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, CBO.
Yeah, I spoke to Byron when I was in Atlanta. When I was in Atlanta in May for my son's high school graduation. And they not gonna lock that gate across the road, right?
No.
Okay. So, but yeah, J Kill, check the album out, man. Take a listen and then go on whatever you can and spend that $10, man, and buy my album, yo. Alright, love you too, brother. I'll hail you up later, cuz.
Hi, Jay. We about to get off anyway, because you know we can do this all night.
Word.
Alright, one love,
yo. Peace.
Yes.
Wow. So, well, listen, everybody. Tanya, Mina, Meta. Which one do you prefer? Meta, right?
You know what? I just started off with Mina. You know, people
it's
call me
Mina.
Mina. So I'm like, you know what?
How do you pronounce your name?
I pronounce it Mina.
And that's what did I come when I first came in? Did I say Mina?
Yeah.
I said I did pronounce it right, Mina.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mina, Tanya, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
You know, I at first I was like nervous. You know, you get the poops when you get all nervous. But you know, or you feel like you got to poop. I didn't actually poop, but when you know, the one thing that my wife said was she was all like, you know, this interview, because I have another interview with Against the Grain Radio and 8 Squad Rebel.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard of them before? Yeah, I have an interview with them Monday in Bloomfield. I think that's where their radio station is. And she said, I told her I'm nervous. She said, no, you're not, because you're going to be with Tanya.
That's right.
And she was right.
Right, Wayne, you already know.
Because this is like, I've known her for freaking a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I don't know.
We made it as comfortable for you as possible.
Yeah.
You see me, I'm leaning. They probably can hardly see my little behind. We get here and we get comfortable, and it's just conversation. It's just conversation, and you know, we try to make people, you know, that people that come here, we try to make them feel as comfortable as possible. By the time they leave from here, they be like, "Girl, I forgot I was on the radio. I forgot I was talking." You know, it was actually people watching us.
And people don't realize how down to earth we are.
Yeah.
You know, you run into some people, egotistical people. They think they have it. Well, I'm gonna talk like this. No, listen, I'm gonna talk like this.
I know.
Yeah.
I had no idea how it was gonna be.
Nothing scripted. Everything is natural. Everything is natural. So sorry. Everything is natural. We don't have nothing scripted. We go with the flow. We ask you questions. You ask us questions. We don't. It's just really a family environment. We try to make you feel like family when you come here. So that's basically all it is. A lot of people come here at first talking about I was nervous. Man, by the time they leave, it's like,
oh my goodness, all we needed was some chickens.
yeah. But we didn't have to drink.
Drink. I'm telling you, that's how comfortable.
I wanted to do all of that too, but I had let that thing. So I was like, I don't have no time.
Yeah, I didn't know how it was gonna be. I was like, 2 hours is a long time, to be on the radio.
It's more than 2 hours.
It flew by though.
Yeah.
It flew by. It was like,
so much
it's just fast. I was like, going 10.
Yeah, 1 to 10 o'clock. So we been on the air for almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It flew by, so it was good. So listen.
But that's the beauty of owning your own station.
Exactly.
We can stay here all night if we want to.
Just run it. Word.
Yes.
Y'all go get y'all popcorn. Listen, when y'all rewatch this on YouTube, when you tell a friend, say, yo, you gotta go watch that GS Radio episode where they had, Bobby, Tamir, Creator on there, man, with Tanya and Nina.
Yeah.
Just tell a friend, tell them to get popcorn, tell them to go get some chicken, tell them to get some pizza, and y'all sit back, because what you got when me and Mina was talking earlier was you got some real stuff about drugs and alcohol addiction, and how to try to come up out of that. And there is support out there. There are rehabs. There are 1-800 numbers to call. There's a family member that you could probably reach out to. So my album, Unveiling Mysteries, is a personal album, and it is talking about my past with drugs and alcohol, crack. It talks about pulling yourself. It's almost like a two-sided sword. It gives you the one side of the sword where life was like this, or life can be like this, or your life is like this, and then it goes into the flip side of it, where you can achieve, you can survive, you can stay away, you can be clean, you can be happy. So that's like my album. When you look at Take a Deep Breath and Unveiling Mysteries and Buried in the Haze and Out from the Cracks I Rise, like Out from the Cracks I Rise is exactly self-explanatory. It talks about when I was in the cracks, and I know symbolic to the word crack,
right,
is that's not only am I talking about a crack in the ground, but I'm also talking about crack. So out from the cracks, I rise. And when you listen to my album, that's why I said, I think somebody hit me on Facebook saying they loved how I said you can listen to my album when you're cooking, cleaning, playing in your, if you're black, white, whatever color you are, you own a dentist office, or you own any kind of office, play my music in your office. You'll love it. It's inviting. Especially when you listen to it once, you're gonna be like, okay, hold on, what did he just say? And I'm telling like this amazing story. And it's fruit. It's fruit for the soul and the spirit. Yeah. And again, I'm coming from all sides of in reference to angles. So you're not just like, oh, his album is just like, no, my album is, when you listen to my song, my album, there is something on this album that you're gonna say, "Wow, that's me."
You're gonna be able to like Skittles, all of those different kinds of taste the rainbow.
Yes, I like that word. Taste the rainbow of Unveiling Mysteries, because I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
Yes.
You're gonna love it, man. I'm telling you, there's something on the album.
In movies.
Yeah. It's funny that big ups to Earthverse. Ursula, she's Grammy nominated. And big ups to Chia, our agency down there in Atlanta. But Earthverse, she just dropped her album Mistaken Fantasy, and she's like, J-Lo, Rihanna, Tamar Braxton, Music Soul Child, she wrote for all of them. When she first heard my song in May, when I first met her, she heard take a deep breath. And she said, when I hear this, she's like, this sounds like it should be in a movie on soundtrack.
Mhm.
You know, so
Absolutely, and James Womack, has the he's embarking on the TV show. He's in California, so he's embarking on the some reality TV. He's actually doing something that with music artists right now, a project for the television station that he is on the network that he's on now, and so I have a meeting with him. So we are kind of embarking on a whole lot of different things, not just music, but we're trying to do distribution. We got filmmakers that are actually talking about us helping them to get their actual films out as well. So we are an international distribution company as well as the label, and so we are going to be we're gonna be opening up some doors to do a whole lot of stuff that people are not gonna be able to understand, and we're gonna be so different from so many other labels, whether be it major or independent labels, because we are gonna be probably the only label that can honestly say we are for the artists.
Amen.
So
that's what I'm talking about. Word.
Yeah.
I'm excited. There's so many avenues with the Champagne International Music Group. Like she said, film and all of the different, besides just artists rapping or singing, they're going to all the things. And that's another thing that's important too, is syncing. Like, that's something that I'm I want to get into syncing, for Netflix or for this or that,
Right.
because that's big money.
Absolutely.
Syncing
Absolutely.
is big money.
Absolutely.
You get $50,000 for one sync job for a clip on a movie. They might like your bass line, and it's work. It's also work.
Right. Yeah, because we are talking about movie soundtracks and commercials. Music on the games, game systems.
Yes. That's syncing.
All of that. So we are, although we are for the artists, we're definitely for the producers as well. So we as far as we're concerned, the producers are just or even more important than the artists are, because a lot of times when it comes to artists, they can't really do anything without
the track. Without the track. You need that track.
So and then that's just like a party without a DJ. What's a party without a DJ?
Word.
So that's the whole thing. But you guys were tuned in to the Champagne Room Radio Show. I'm your host, Tanya Champagne. We had
Bobby Tamir, cool creator, B-Town, Hilltown, down the hill, 16th Street, MMF. What?
That's right. And we are so happy that you guys were here and just rocking out with us. And we know we went far and beyond on this one. So some of y'all we might have lost some, but then we gained some more. So it's fine. But you guys can go back and look at this as well as the YouTube channel. Yes.
Okay.
So don't close the gate. Thank you.
Hey.
You can pull it down a little bit.
Well, we done went over and above the time. Go ahead, call on the side of the radio station.
They want to close the gate on it.
He's like, yo, we out. I'm out.
No, well, he's probably letting me know that he's leaving, but he can't close the gate. But no worries, I got the key to the gate too. No worries. So we had such a good time with you.
Yes.
We had such a good time with you.
I had a good time.
Yeah,
I actually did. I actually did, man. I'm excited to watch this again when I leave and share it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be sharing the crap out of this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is my first interview.
We didn't get the full video on IGTV, but we had a lot of people watching on IGTV, so that's a blessing. So they saw what they could see, and then we could just take little clips or whatever, and kind of then send it to the, and let them see more. But most of the people on my IG also on my Facebook too.
Okay.
So they believe me, they'll see it. And then it'll be posted to the website, and all of that good stuff. So
yeah, I got.
So we got the new website going on. So big ups to my video DJ out in Lagos, Nigeria, DJ Smash.
Big up DJ Smash, yo.
And Tilly Blinks, big ups to you guys. They are a team. They are Champagne Records. In Lagos now, they are one of the production teams that is a home-based Champagne International Music Group production company. So yes, so we are just it's just you're gonna be all up in all that.
I know. Hey, get your passports ready, man. We're gonna be flying. Get your passports ready.
Yes.
We're gonna be flying.
Definitely, Tom. I got my passport. I just got my passport. I have to go run mine. Yes.
Yeah. You gotta get yours.
Mine's expired.
Mine's expired too. I got mine expired.
Yeah, I just renewed.
Mine too. Mine expired in 2016.
Because I think I got it in 2016.
2003.
And I was like, okay, 10
years. It's 10 years.
Yours
was 13.
I don't know. I don't think it expired that.
Yeah, 10 years.
You must have got it in 2006 then.
No.
Mine expired in 2016, and I just got it.
I'm so pissed off because I kept saying,
beginning of the year.
We'll renew it.
But when you renew it, if you take too long, you gotta go through the whole entire process all over again, which is what I had to do. So it wasn't just renewing. And they took my book and they was like, you can't use this anymore.
No, they did. They punched holes in my book and sent it back.
Yeah, you can't. They'll give it back to you eventually.
They gave it
back.
They punched holes in it and sent it back.
Yeah, they'll give it back to you. You just can't use it any longer. But you have to give it to them when you're doing the renewal. You have to give it to them.
Oh, so that's how I'm glad I didn't throw it away. So I give it back to them.
I wish I would have kept mine.
You threw it away?
No, I still have it. I wasn't kept up to date because then my first punch was a Paris.
Yeah,
it was like I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, but I just got mine. So I got mine. My Nigerian babies, all of them they all have theirs now too.
Zelo,
Zelo has his,
yeah,
so they all have theirs now too. So we just have to wait for the visas. The visas done.
I seen something up on your post with D-Lo Swag and Abyss.
Yes, they have a song called Good Vibes.
Oh, it's the song. I thought it was like them about to perform somewhere.
No, they.
But I was like, they in Nigeria?
Yeah, no, they. I put them together. And they did a song called Good Vibes that I had. Abyss did her verse here. D-Lo did his verse here. They sent the raw track. I sent it to MO Sound Group, and my brother pushed buttons, mixed and mastered, and put it together.
That's another thing too about what you got going on is I live in the Virgin Islands. I live in the U.S. Virgin Islands, but I'll be able to produce people from there, send them my track. Let them do what they got to do. They send it back to me, and I go through mixing it, blah, blah. And if it's somebody else that's going to be on it, all right, here's the track. You record that. You send me back just the vocal wave file. And I can put it together, get it mastered, and then send it back to time, and then boom, it goes out.
And that's what's happening with all of the artists that are under Champagne International Music Group. That's what's happening. So it doesn't matter where you are.
It doesn't matter where you are.
Doesn't matter where you are.
That's what's fat about the company. That's what's fat about the company.
So that's what's going on, and that's what's going to continue to go on. So I try to show these United States folks how to do some things, but
I hear you.
It's like, you know what? I'm like, well, what about collaborations with people outside of the United States? What do you think? I don't mind doing it. Well, when are you going to try to put your best foot forward and do it?
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, no problem. I know who I want to put together. Yeah. I know who I want. I know whose sound is going to sound. Actually, I'm going to play Good Vibes so you can hear it.
Yeah. I would like to hear it.
Yes, it's dope. Yeah,
I'm
going to actually play it. And since y'all still here, I'll let y'all hear it.
Yeah, I want to hear Good Vibes. The funny thing is, I want to work with. Now, Abyss. Is she seven?
Oh, you need to work with Abyss. Abyss has always been an artist that I promote.
But she
independent.
she carries herself.
Yeah, she's independent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she already, now we've been
But she
communicating.
should have been signed.
Been signed.
Been signed. Been signed.
Like to me, I think she's so talented, but sometimes you can't, listen, I learned the lesson, and I'm gonna tell y'all out there in this world, I learned the lesson a long time ago that you cannot do everything by yourself.
That's right.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 206 bones in our body to move.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you artists out there and I'm saying I learned this lesson myself because I produce, I write, I sing, I manage my company, I did it all, and I realized that I can't do everything.
Right.
That's right.
So you got to start reaching out to people that do what you can't really perfect.
That's right.
So
and you guys need to hear the official promo, GS Radio Newark promo done by yours truly.
Mine. I did a promo.
Yeah, he did a promo for this.
I did a promo for the station. Yo, this your boy Cool Creator.
Yeah.
Welcome to GS Radio Newark. And Louis Christian International Music Group. You are now entering the champagne room.
Hey, we get up.
Let's get this thing going. Some things just straight from the ground up. On the bones got the whole thing locked up.
Hey.
From the name of the queen, I see what you don't want to be. I have a school bell.
Yeah, I hear it.
Oh, Champagne International Music Hotel, HBO, where you at?
Yeah.
We got us kids, a non-profit kid. One of the most signed champagne, I'm doing it big. She got the internet thumping, 200% running. Thanks to God, we pumping. All over the world, they love it. She is Radio New York. So I'm seeing like I said. Yo, that's a fat bro.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
And guess what? Guess what?
Oh, hell yeah.
I did that, Tanya. I did that promo like last week, like before, like I woke up and I said, oh, I want to do a promo for Tanya.
Oh, I like it.
I did it in like one day.
Yes, it sounds so good, and this is good vibes.
I love this already. That's D-Lo? Who did the production?
Like young boy, young guy, young.
He from here?
No, he's Nigerian.
He from Nigeria?
Yeah.
Yo, I love this guy. He looks fine, bro. Stop.
They should have been coming.
So this is kind of his song and Abyss is featured?
This is featured on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is hot. I love her. She fine. Yeah. Straight.
Jamaica Free was Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed I seen something about Jermaine Dupri, like she dope is all get out, yo.
Yes.
What she should, I don't even, she's dope is all get out, yo.
But so humble.
Super humble.
Great.
Adam. Yo, that's a hot track.
She's radio ready.
Hey, yo, she been radio ready. Hey, that's a hot,
Like,
murderous
that
track
That
right
track is
there.
dope, right?
Yeah.
Yo,
Young boy, young man.
the way she
Yes.
came in, she
And she
came in.
came in like, yeah.
She came in. Yo, she came in smooth.
She's not rough.
No.
So very
No,
smooth.
what it is she kind of she had the track for a couple of weeks before
Right.
she even was able, because she was so busy before she was able to do it and get into the studio to actually do it. But she took on that whole Afro beat,
Yes.
and the mentality of the women who do the music.
Yup.
That's exactly what she
Yeah,
did.
she embraced that.
She embraced it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
oh God. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it. But we only doing hits. We don't.
That's hot. That's hot.
We only,
Let
we
me
only
and let me before we end this, let me play you this track that I sent to J. Kill's son,
okay.
MF Shine.
Oh yeah, you said you was gonna.
Wait. Wait for it.
I already know.
We can't do it. I'm sorry, no, not just nobody. I'm not judging. You mean to tell me bells are the popping? Because that's when you can get the hooks in
And he said it was two.
see, that's when the person, oh man. Oh man.
I will murder this beat, yo.
I will murder that beat, and that's not even, and I'm an R&B singer, and I
Right.
murder that beat.
So that's like the verse, and then it goes back into like this is the hook right here, like that's the hook. But he said it was too much. It was like the surprises.
They don't realize.
Yeah.
They don't realize. They tell you the first 3 seconds of the beat drop. That's when you're gonna realize it's gonna be garbage. If they're gonna listen or not.
Or not.
It's the beat. When the beat drops, and if it's good, it's okay. Do it. What you have to say now.
Yeah.
Let's see if those words match married
right.
to that beat.
And
because you can't be all over the place.
No.
I would have. He could have killed that. He could have killed that.
Wow.
This beat is bananas.
I'm over here like shit. Let me write it.
Now I'm gonna ask you right here. You gave him that beat. Was he able to actually rearrange it again? Or did you want to keep it like that?
No, I actually the first beat I gave him, what made him be all excited, because he was like, yo, this beat fire. I gave him this. I gave him the beat without the change, without the verse. I just gave him the hook. And that's when he was like, oh gosh, I love it, because it was like super, super, super trap. Mm-hmm. And I even made adjustments to that, but this is what I gave. Just that.
Let me tell you. Can you go back? This is the opening of his song. Opening of his this is the opening, right?
Yep.
And then he started walking to his.
He coming to. I mean, he could have done it.
Because let me tell you, that sound right there. When people hear it, they gonna know who he is.
Yep.
Because of that intro.
And
that intro right there.
And the funny thing is, when I did this, the second one, because I needed to change. This beat is so hot, yo.
Wow.
And then this the verse.
See? People don't realize it's magic. You also help make that come out with your lyrics.
Word.
Because let me tell you.
Like this is where he rapped this whole part right here. Or you can sing on this joint.
You know,
that's why you have to be creative with that transition. And then come back into the hook. So
when he bring it to you, you like, oh my God.
Yeah, see, I don't think he was understanding that it's not just a song where you write a hook, then write a verse. You have to have some creativity between, because I give 2 bars, like I give you your hook, then I give you 2 bars of bridge to bring the verse in.
And guess what else gonna come together? Once you do all of that, now the video has to come out.
Right.
Boom!
Because now you got all this intrigue. Yeah, you got all this
kick it off. Now you can have all these type of different types of. I know she was gonna start singing. And feature her. Now you have all these different types of movies and the videos. Now you see how it was P. Diddy and them they did.
Oh yes. Yeah.
You were like, yo, what's that? You know, people just doing their own stuff. You gotta be creative. When somebody bring you a beat, you gotta know that when you hear that beat, like I can rock this beat.
I don't think it's a beat that I can't do nothing to.
It's like nothing that I can't.
You gotta be able to be. It's like when
if I heard a beat and I say, you know what, maybe I can bring someone on here and I can do a hook.
Right.
I can do that too. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can hear this person.
Right.
On it. I may not hear myself doing a whole song on it, but I can hear someone doing the hip hop song and I can hear myself doing the back.
Because that's as a writer. As a writer, that's what you're good at. You could like I write, so everything ain't for me, but I know like, okay, I'm looking for this kind of voice, I'm looking for that, you know what I mean? To do this, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot coming up with Tanya, because there's man.
Yeah.
I got like a few people down south in Atlanta. Like I got quite a few people that are not signed to anybody that like met me, you know, on my trip, and they're like, you know, they're hungry to like work with me and work. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. Seeing like this one guy down in Atlanta, I might have put him on to Tanya's southern producer. This dude Tracy, man, he ain't signed to nobody, nothing, man. He dope.
Let me tell you, it's this guy, his name is G-Child and Jermaine Dupree and them. I don't even think he's signed because I haven't seen anything. And I'm saying he's an amazing artist. His name is G-Child. I'm not sure if you guys heard.
He's on Facebook and everything? Gotta be, right?
I don't see him on G-Child Live, something like that. Man, this is him. And I came across this on Instagram because Soko Brat put him up. The Brat. I don't think he's signed. He's still trying to push himself.
Some guy named G-Child.
G-Child.
G-Child. Yeah.
I can go. We friends on Instagram. Say thank you and everything for supporting me.
But that's how you can come out on your own. You
Yeah.
come out on your own nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at me.
But I'm not sure if he
That's
was
hot.
the one.
That's hot.
Man, he sound good.
Grind and sacrifice.
Yeah.
Go back up and see how many views he got. 234,000 views.
Wow.
This is when.
2018, December.
And he never said anything about being signed. He's still on Instagram doing shows and traveling, and you know, he's like, it's like he's signed.
I like this. Grind and sacrifice.
Nice. And yeah,
Grind and
yes.
sacrifice.
And
That's hot.
oh my God, do we need to
I ain't
get
gonna lie,
okay, we're gonna get off the YouTube.
YouTube.
I'm gonna get off the YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. We will be watching you next time. Yeah. I'm gonna get off the YouTube, but I'm gonna keep my Facebook Live on. I love you, YouTube. Thanks for watching. We're gonna share.
Wait, they hear me say that?
3 hours.
Oh my goodness.